simple catch. Outstanding.
St. Kitts and Nevis, the dual island nation, hosts the third and final T20 international between Ireland and the West Indies. Lovely island, beautiful people, great beaches as well. Yesterday we had a bit of rain that caused that second T20 international to be abandoned. Players today will be quite keen. Ireland eyeing up their first series win in T20 internationals in the Caribbean. West Indies, on the other hand, will want to keep their reputation in check. Hello and welcome to Warner Park in St. Kitts, where the West Indies will be up against Ireland in this third Sandals T20 international. Strong wind, and this is what has transpired so far in the series. West Indies winning the ODIs 3-0. Ireland getting the better of West Indies in that first T20 international. And then today is an all-important match for both teams. Spectators, just a sprinkle so far, but they will come in once cricket starts out in the middle. Talking about the middle, let's join Samuel Badri for the coin toss.
The final match in this T20 International Series just about to get underway, and it's time for the coin toss. I've got with me captain of the West Indies team, Kieran Pollard, along with Andy Balbirnie, captain of Ireland, match referee Jeff Crow out of New Zealand. He's here to oversee proceedings. Kieran, you've got the coin. Why don't you give it a flick? Tails is the call. And for the second consecutive time, Kieran Pollard, you've won the toss. What are you going to do first and why?
We're going to have a bowl first, as usual. That's been the mantra for us, throughout the series. So, and then with all the weather around, wicket being on the covers, small ground, big breeze. So hopefully, as I said, we could limit them to a reasonable total.
You'll have to wait a little bit longer for your first series win in T20 cricket as captain. What's the team chat, knowing that you're 1-0 down? What's the message to the players?
Same as we came into the second game. We need to put the areas where we need to put right. And when you look at it in that bowling performance yesterday, I think, we sort of tick most of the boxes, as well. So, and the intensity, so what I feel as well. So, again, it's just a matter of doing that, on a consistent basis and not letting complacency set in. So, again, we had the opportunity to bowl first again. So, it's in our hands to start.
Career best bowling figures. Were you surprised? I certainly was.
Definitely not. Come on, Badge. I try my, off breaks here and there, off and on, and at that point in time, I think it was needed. The spin wasn't actually working, and the ball was a bit wet, so just come in and try to, baffle the opposition a little bit. It worked for me, thank God for that. But again, more importantly, I think it was to show that, we need to bowl certain areas and certain lines and certain lengths as well. So again, it's a matter of, work in progress for all of us, and I say hopefully we can come out and, give a same performance or even better with the ball, this time around.
Team changes?
Yeah, one change. Carribbean misses out and Rahman Powell comes in.
Thank you, Kieran. Go well. Andy, if you can join me here for a quick chat. You've been asked to bat first. You have to set a total. Were you happy with the batting performance last night?
I think we were probably a bit short, but I suppose to creep up to a competitive score, having got an early wicket, we were obviously quite confident, but then the rain came in, probably why we maybe would have bowled first.
And 1-0 lead, at worst, the series could be tied. Is it a psychological boost for you to go and express yourself, knowing that you cannot lose the series?
I suppose so, but every time you take the field for Ireland, you want to win games. We're fortunately 1-0 up, and we've got a chance to make history and win a series in the West Indies. So all the guys are buzzing to do that. We go home back to the cold tomorrow, so we're looking forward to it.
And nice and see that you're fit and raring to go. Any changes to your team?
Yeah, Mark Adair comes in for George Dockrell. That's the only change.
Thank you very much. Go well, Andy. And the news from out in the middle, well, the West Indies have won the toss, and once again, they've decided to bowl first.
Indeed, not surprisingly, Kieran Pollard winning the toss, opting to bowl first. Niall O'Brien alongside me. One change to this Irish team.
Yeah, Mark Adair back in. Very, very useful hitter down the back end and very skillful bowler. A lot of change-ups. The big plus point for Ireland, Andy Balbirnie, who injured his leg last night, is fit, ready to go and lead from the front.
Should be a good contest. West Indies, on the other hand, matching Ireland in terms of changes. One change to the West Indies. Rahman Powell comes in for Carribbean. So going with the seam option, Rahman would have played his last T20 international in August 2019 against India. Same batting lineup. Their bowlers will be in focus. Why the bowlers will be in focus? This pitch here is usually good for batting, but let's hear more about it from Darren Sammy, who's alongside Samuel Badri.
We're getting set for the final match in this T20 International Series. Ireland, well, they lead 1-0. It's been a rainy sort of a day here in St. Kitts. There's a 60% chance of rain. Hopefully, that stays away and we have a full match. We're on the same pitch as the one from yesterday. There's a short, straight boundary, 67-meter hit towards the pavilion. The square boundaries a little bit shorter, 64 and 65. If we pan across to the Lozak Road end, slightly bigger, 69 meters, but still comparatively small. Square boundaries, still a little bit shorter. There's a strong breeze that blows across this ground from east to west. Like I mentioned, it's the same pitch. On that occasion, we saw that Garrett Delaney, he assessed the conditions really well, and he was able to target the short, straight boundary. He trusted the bounce, he trusted the pace, and he played some wonderful straight shots to get a good result for himself. 44 of 22 balls and excellent hitting. I'm joined now by former West Indies captain Darren Sammy. Darren, in as much as we focus on the batting here at St. Kitts, the bowling of Kieran Pollard for career best figures of 4 for 25. Talk us through that.
Yeah, Pollard definitely led the team as a captain, you know, and the way he used the pitch to his ability, bowling and making sure he used the wicket, also using the different angles on the crease, confusing the batsmen, and with his extra bounce because of his height and varying the pace on the wicket, he really set the tone for his bowlers, and hence he got the results he wanted.
The highest scoring venue here in the Caribbean in all T20s, Warner Park. The bowlers, they will be under the microscope once more. It's an opportunity for West Indies to square the series, also an opportunity for Ireland to win 2-0. We're in for an action-packed contest.
Another factor, the pitch has been under the covers for quite a while. We spoke about that game yesterday being rained out. Earlier, Niall O'Brien caught up with two performers from that match, Romario Shepherd and Garrett Delaney.
Romario Shepherd alongside me. Now, before we talk cricket, let's talk football. Where have you got that fantastic name from?
Well, I actually got it from the 1994 World Cup. Romario was a Brazilian striker. Yeah, my mom named me after him.
Fantastic debut yesterday. How proud were you when you received your cap from Dwayne Bravo?
Yeah, well, you know, he's my idol. You know, coming from the Caribbean, I always look up to Dwayne Bravo, and, you know, receiving my hat from him was fantastic.
First wicket, Kevin O'Brien. Is it how you imagined your first wicket would be?
Yeah, I did not imagine, but, you know, a first wicket in my first over was that was a tremendous boost of confidence for me going through the game last night.
You've been very impressed with your Yorkers. How much is that a big part of your play, and what are the skills you're looking to add as you make your way in the international game?
Well, for me, you know, Yorker is always there. You know, I worked so hard on mastering the Yorkers, and, you know, just about improving in international cricket, you know, especially at the highest level. And I need to, you know, just continue working and add to my game, like the slow ball and stuff like that.
Garrett Delaney alongside me, Ireland's master blaster. 44 off 22 last night. Fantastic innings.
Yeah, it was great that I managed to get off the way that I did. Small ground here with a strong wind going down straight, so I was probably just lining up that end of the ground.
I want to ask you about your game plan before the match actually starts. Is it the wind conditions, or what are you thinking when you're walking out of bat?
Yeah, I think when we were at training the other day, we kind of noticed how strong the wind was, so we kind of made a plan to target that end of the ground, and obviously it's shortest part of the ground as well, so it makes sense. 4
massive sixes. One of them took out cameraman George. Have you got anything to say to George?
Apologies, George. Just trying to aim for about 5 feet over your head, but I'll try not to hit you today if possible.
Fantastic. Ireland won up in the series, obviously washout yesterday. How much would it mean to Ireland and yourself to win a tour away from home?
I think it'd be an incredible achievement for us guys to win an away tour, especially to a place like the West Indies. I think for some of the senior lads it'd mean a huge deal, so hopefully we can get another win today.
Garrett Delaney, a nice young player for Ireland. 44 from 22 in the last match, but he's also achieved a lot in his young career. Niall?
Very fine player, Gareth. Mindset, confidence for a man starting out in his career. It's really great to see come through the system in the Leinster club cricket scene. So this is wonderful for Gareth, and he's a talented leg spinner as well. We're going to see a lot of young Gareth Delaney as the T20 and 50 over format progresses. So really one to watch.
Yeah, somebody who was also entertaining last night and for the last year is Paul Stirling. I heard you spoke to him about that shot.
I did. I asked him, I've never seen you play that shot, Paul. And he said, well, I made my mind up 2 seconds before the bowler released the ball. So it just shows the ability that Paul Stirling has. Fantastic hand-eye coordination. A real talent for Ireland.
T20 cricket usually brings players into focus and looks at their skill level. Karen Pollard, we know him for his power play in terms of the amount of runs that he scores in this format of the game. Just look at that comparison with Chris Gayle, just behind Chris Gayle in terms of runs. And yesterday he showed his skill with the ball as well. So a very good all-round player and a leader as well in this West Indian side. I was totally impressed with his guile yesterday, his subtle changes, using the width of the crease, taking pace off the ball and changing his lengths. Crucial and important for T20 cricket now.
He's a fantastic cricketer, really is, and a leader. He's leading this side really well. High standards he wants from all his players, whether it be a training or a match day. Fantastic for the West Indies to have Karen Pollard back, leading by example with the ball, with the bat, and in all his endeavours.
Always speaks about pushing his team to do things better, ticking the boxes. I'm sure he will want to improve on that bowling effort. They're out cricket as well, 2 drop catches in that second T20 international. That will be an area that they will focus on, the West Indies.
And a huge moment for Ireland. On the verge of creating history, potentially winning a series away from home against a powerful nation like the West Indies. Gregory Brathwaite from Barbados will be standing again.
Patrick Gustard, the umpire for today's match from Jamaica in his 3rd T20 international. It's a very dynamic game, so the umpires, they must be switched on, concentrating well. Paul Stirling, Niall O'Brien. As expected, both openers in this contest. Yeah, Niall, Kevin O'Brien, Paul Stirling, very aggressive with their play. Paul Stirling packs a punch, but this pair, you can expect fireworks. The power of this man, Paul Stirling. What a shot. Kevin O'Brien shows his power.
The highest international power play score in all T20.
That's why this format is so exciting. It brings the best in players. They've got to respond, make decisions in quick time. All their skills, batting skills, they come into focus. We spoke about that scoop from Paul Stirling, something you've never seen, Niall, and you played a lot of cricket alongside Paul Stirling.
Yeah, I know him very well, Paul Stirling. Fantastic cricketer, in good form, but he's up against Sheldon Cottrell, who's also bowling superbly well.
Doesn't look convincing, that stroke. Was a little bit short, may have rushed him a bit.
A good aggressive start. Really good aggressive start there by Sheldon Cottrell. Used pitch, but I think it's a good wicket. The only concern for me, Darren, would be it's been under covers for the best part of 24 hours, so there might be a little bit of moisture. Spoke to the groundsman this afternoon. He got the covers off for about half an hour. That's been the most it's been any kind of sunlight or a bit of breeze. So it might be a little bit spongy, a little bit tacky, as they say. But Kevin O'Brien, well, he's had 4 games in this venue and he's struggled a little bit for runs. He'll look to finish a tour well. He's played well this tour. He's leading by example. I need a big one from him today.
Hint of movement. They will get 4.
Same thing happened last night. First over, Sheldon Cottrell bowled 2 straight, and Kevin O'Brien actually missed out on 2 or 3 occasions. This time, okay, it's leg buys, but it's 4 to the total. Ireland need to be really sharp and take advantage of everything, because Sheldon Cottrell doesn't give you much. Fine leg in place and a deep square leg. It's a good position for Kevin O'Brien. Deep backward square. Tends to pull the ball up in the air from time to time.
Two fielders outside the 30-yard circle at square leg and fine leg. Brilliant stop by Lendl Simmons. That sort of feel, your margin for error as a bowler is very narrow. Cottrell, he's been the best for the West Indies in T20 internationals in 2019. Karen Pollard is confident that Cottrell could hold those lines, very straight lines for both right-handers. I also think because of that inward movement, makes it an easier option for the West Indies to bowl straight and use those two fielders to leg side.
Paul Sterling, Ireland's best batsman in the white ball format. Strike rate's exceptional. The average, you often talk about strike rates and averages together. That's 170, which are really world-class numbers.
Sweetly timed, straight to Rovman Paul. Back into the West Indies team, would have had a good domestic 50-over competition where he led Jamaica, got 2 centuries in that tournament. He last played, I mentioned earlier, for the West Indies against India in August 2019. So his all-round skills will be an asset for the West Indies.
A decent start by Sheldon Cottrell. Got a little bit of swing back to the righties. First over done and dusted, 8 without loss. Kieran Pollard rather, winning the toss, electing to bowl first. They love chasing the West Indies. Couple of changes. Mark Adair in for Ireland at the expense of George Dockrell. Rovman Powell back in. Good to see Rovman Powell back in. He's in ahead of Carribbean.
Both teams are making 1 change each. Rovman Paul for the West Indies in, Mark Adair, the newcomer in place of George Dockrell, the left-arm spinner. Romario Shepherd made his debut in the last T20 international. Got the wicket of Kevin O'Brien. Should have had 2. Remember that job chance. Ball went into the air, both himself and Dwayne Bravo didn't call. Really sloppy here by the West Indies. It's an area of the game we spoke about. They haven't been up to their standard.
Well, this is the 6th game of this tour for Ireland, and I don't think the West Indies have fielded well in any game. And that's just lazy, sloppy, call it what you like. It's just not good enough at the international level. That man will not be happy, Kieran Pollard.
Off the inside edge. Might just run away. Nope. They will want to check this again. Rovman Paul with the energy that you expect from someone who has been away from the team for a couple months.
It might be a few nerves. Rovman Powell. Is there any part of his body just touching this rope? Well, I think that's going to be 4 runs. That's the old move the barrier trick. We've seen it before, Rovman.
Shift the goalpost. Yeah, just waiting on the umpire. Should signal 4. That ball going beyond the boundary line. Yeah, just where his hands pushes the advertising cushions behind. And where they would have been, that ball clearly going beyond that point.
Well, Ireland I think they're aiming to hit Romario Shepherd down the ground. I think Ireland have realised that Shepherd likes to pitch the ball full, look for a bit of swing. I think Kevin O'Brien and Sterling are going to try and bomb that straight boundary. It's only a short hit.
Picked up nicely and goes the distance. For a moment you felt that Rob Paul had a chance of taking this catch, but it was struck powerfully against the wind too.
Sweet sound, really good sound off the bat. Ireland have come out firing here. Warner Park not taking a backward step. This is a wonderful stroke. It's a good length ball, nothing wrong with that. Look at that for a pickup. As I mentioned, Kevin O'Brien likes to pull the ball up. Rob Powell was in the game. Fantastic maximum.
Looking very different here, Kevin O'Brien, because yesterday Romario Shepherd got his first wicket in T20 internationals. Flicking across the line, leading edge. He would have been disappointed, would have spent a lot of time thinking about it last night, Kevin O'Brien.
Well, he was distraught. I'm not going to lie, he was absolutely distraught. He said he should have hit it into the stands. Different mindset already here from Kevin O'Brien.
Leg by signal, not getting back on it.
Sliding down leg side. Good start here for Ireland though. 21 without loss, 1.5. Good strokes as well. What we've become accustomed to with Kevin O'Brien and Paul Sterling. Good solid base, hitting clean cricket strokes.
By Gregory Brathwaite, thinking that it was the end of the over. One delivery remaining for Romario Shepherd.
Your thoughts, Darren, on the Ireland side? You've watched them now 6 games. Any areas they'd look to improve upon, especially T20 cricket?
Well, I was quite impressed with the numbers that I saw from Kevin O'Brien and Paul Sterling at the top of the innings and what they achieved in 2019. More impressive has been the mindset from guys like Garrett Delaney, being able to take control, take charge of a situation and show that intent to score, that fearlessness, which is so much required in this format of the game. Ireland, they've got a lot to be positive about, and that's the confidence they can take the younger players from the senior ones who are performing. First 6 of the innings to end the over. It's 27 without loss.
Fantastic start here for Ireland. 27 without loss. Not a backward step being taken here by the men in green. Sterling with a maximum off Shepherd, who was under the pump. 18 off his first over. Really good start.
Cottrell continues. That's just timing and placement. That's class from O'Brien.
Well, it's class from O'Brien, but it's class wicket. This wicket is fantastic. This is Paul Sterling. A little shimmy to leg off Romario Shepherd.
Some play in that shot as well.
I don't think Paul Sterling liked it. I actually don't think he enjoyed the shot. I think he wanted to hit it about 40 yards further.
Need to conserve some of that energy to go all the way back through this innings. Muscles this one. Gets it through the onside this time.
Well, no answers at the moment here, the West Indies. Bit of head scratching and a lot of looking around. Thick inside edge. That's the beauty of opening the batting in T20 cricket. Just get it through that infield, you get full value. It's clobbered, isn't it? Not very attractive, but very effective.
And again, well, the West Indians have experienced this type of carnage in that first T20 international. Must be able to adjust and respond.
Well, the problem for that man, Pollard, it's going both sides of the wicket. Offside, leg side, front foot, back foot. So there's no real plan of action, you would think, from the bowler's point of view. Ireland batsmen are just really headaches here for the skipper and the bowlers. Fantastic striking.
Make that 4-4s. Wonderful striking of the cricket ball here from Kevin O'Brien.
Well, you'll watch a lot of T20 cricket around the world, people at home, and you'll speak about Sharmas and the likes of these players. These two batsmen here are as powerful an opening partnership as any in T20 cricket around the world. Brilliant stroke makers. Fantastic sound off the bat. These two Ireland players are in great nick.
Over at another 4. Well, this is getting embarrassing for the West Indians. Kevin O'Brien, this partnership yet again threatens them in this third and final T20 international.
It was a slower ball by Sheldon Cottrell, which was a good change-up, just 115 Ks, but Kevin O'Brien gives it the kitchen sink, lays it over short third.
If you look at the extension in that stroke beyond, an intentional swing to get it over third man. This time, they will not concede a boundary. An expensive over 5 4s, 20 runs conceded. Already 48 without loss after 3.
Well, absolutely massive, this game. Ireland won up in the T20 series. Last night, unfortunately, the rain dictated turns, but got good weather. We got fantastic wickets to bat on for the Irish players who were inserted, leading the series on the verge of creating history by winning a series away from home against a full member.
Very important match, more so for the West Indies. They have an opportunity to square the series, prevent Ireland from going on to win their first T20 international series in the Caribbean. You've seen some records go down. That opening partnership in the first T20 international. Paul Stirling, Kevin O'Brien producing 154. And their power play score, 93, a world record. This was Grenada. The stroke play from this pair. We spoke about the fireworks expected, Niall.
Spice Isle, well, full of fireworks, full of spice. Absolutely unbelievable. Stirling was sensational, brutal.
.67 is what Paul Stirling scored in that first T20 international. That partnership that really rocked the West Indians. Ground staff here getting active. Dreadful signs. We've been plagued by rain. Hopefully we're not interrupted for long in this contest.
Well, yesterday evening, Kevin O'Brien got out and Ireland went straight off with the rain, so Paul Stirling might just need to sit tight and just take a couple of singles.
Oh, you mean Kevin O'Brien needs to do that? He was dismissed just before the break in that second T20 international. Stirling, I'm sure, will continue in his aggressive approach.
Well, poor fielding. Should be... Cottrell recovers well, actually. Recovers really well. 50 up, though, in the 4th over.
Yeah, 6 4s, 2 6s. Nice aggression. Exactly what you expect in this power play if you're batting as an international team.
6 4s and 2 6s.
out of the angle. Just look at that delivery. Pollard just going wide, trying to angle the ball in.
Skillful, really skillful. Thought process is good. I think for the Ireland batsman facing Kieran Pollard, trying to hit actually over long on and long might be tricky because of the change-up, because of the pace that Kieran Pollard will get. I just wonder, can the Ireland batsman get across to maybe off stump and hit mid-wicket? If the ball is a bit of an off-cutter, you're going to hit with the cut.
This goes high. Against the wind as well. Fielder takes this, Shimron Hetmeyer. Very good, first wicket down. Again, the rain coming down. And guess who is gone? Kevin O'Brien.
Kieran Pollard again gets the massive breakthrough. Kevin O'Brien playing so well. Striking at 200, unfortunately, exactly the same as last evening. Pollard dismissing Kevin O'Brien. This is a really good catch. Shimron Hetmeyer, because there was 3 players converging. Wayne Bravo staying away this time. Excellent catch. Rain in the eyes, swirling in the air. Really good bit of work in the deep.
Just cramping him for room. Again, Pollard using the angle, taking pace off the ball, prompting Kevin O'Brien to use his muscle. Not good enough to get it over the line. Look at the emotions from the West Indian captain. Not good signs here at Warner Park. Rain again dominating proceedings. Only into the 4th over. And the entertainment has been interrupted. At the start of this match, Ireland sent in to bat again by the West Indies. Off to flyer before Kieran Pollard put the brake on, getting the wicket of Kevin O'Brien, 36 from 18. Also good to see the captain Andy Balbirnie in the squad. He had a little bit of a niggle with his hamstring in that second game. West Indies, Cottrell expensive in his first 2 overs. Romario Shepherd as well took a beating and conceding runs. Pollard coming in himself, yet again doing the business with the ball for the West Indies. Ireland wouldn't mind their effort with the bat so far. They've raced to 50 for 1 in the 4th over. We're hoping that this rain will blow away, because we've been experiencing a lot of wind on the island. St. Kitts and Nevis are very small, just positioned between the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Niall, you had a chance to go on the mountain peak and look at the 2 oceans being separated by the island.
Fantastic part of the world, but the weather is Irish.
It's a sit and wait type of situation. Not very easy as players to deal with this frustration. If you missed it, this is what transpired. O'Brien and Paul Stirling producing great shots, great entertainment.
Yeah, really good start by Ireland. The 2 best batsmen in this format. Kevin O'Brien played really, really well. Was going great guns. Front foot, back foot, offside, leg side. Really crunching the ball well. Sheldon Cottrell was smashed around. Romario Shepherd was taken down, but then the captain, Kieran Pollard, gets in on the act. This ball is in the air a long time. It's a good catch. Might look easy. Swirling, rain in the eyes, a couple of fielders converging. Really good catch by Hetmeyer.
Let's have a look at where Ireland scored their runs today. Both sides of the field, which shows a good balance required. They're not one-dimensional in any way. Both right-handers, Paul Stirling, Kevin O'Brien, not choosing leg side only, making room going through the offside as well. If you missed this, this is what the series has produced so far. We have 3 wonderful one-day internationals early on, 2 in Barbados, 1 in Grenada, and then that T20 International Series produced a firecracker in Grenada, where Ireland just managed to hold their nerves and went on to win by 4 runs. Well, I think from what we've seen, the West Indies clearly need to work on their bowling. I think it's about probably their skill sets. I think, Niall, as a bowler in T20 cricket, you must be able to bowl Yorkers intentionally. Also, the change in pace, very crucial. So having the skills to bowl different deliveries and different lengths, it's one thing. But again, knowing when to bowl that delivery is another in terms of strategy, in terms of alignment with captain. That is something that is so crucial as the game unfolds in a T20 match.
Yeah, very much so. And also the spin bowling department. Hayden Walsh Jr., the beautiful leg spinner, really talented leg spinner, and Kerry Pierre. So they're finding their way. So I'm not sure West Indies have really got their spin options nailed down. So those two young talented spinners just need a little bit of work to do, a bit more experience, a bit more exposure. Obviously working with some talented spin bowling coaches around the Caribbean will help. So a little bit of work to be done, I think, in the slow bowling department.
So in that first T20 international, West Indian bowlers were a little bit reluctant to go full very early. Many bowlers don't think about that option if the opposition is on the attack. But I think in T20 cricket, the evolution that we've seen, you've got to be versatile in your approach. Well, it's been raining. Yeah, it rained in that second T20 international, but usually this dual island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis is very beautiful. Let's have a look at some of its beauty. This might be something that might interest you if you're a tourist looking to come to the Caribbean. Beautiful beaches, warm tropical conditions, and lots of things to do as well. Sightseeing aplenty here, Niall.
Wonderful part of the world, absolutely sensational. The people have been so welcoming to all the Irish fans. Beautiful part of the world, great weather in the main.
It's an island that the economy is built on tourism. Also, there is a little bit of agriculture and a small manufacturing sector as well. So, thriving economy here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Nevis just about 3 kilometers away from the larger island, St. Kitts. I think what stands out for me, it's the warmth of the people, friendliness, the customer service. Really ambassadors for the Caribbean, you would say. Well, both teams, they will have to sit and wait and see if this rain goes away. We had a similar situation yesterday where we had quite a number of interruptions that prevented us from having an outcome in that second match. Really frustrating for spectators taking their time, coming to the ground, waiting and wanting to see the entertainment and having to bring their patience to the fore.
Yeah, it can be tricky for the players as well. On off, you got to start again sometimes. And we saw Ireland yesterday was to their downfall, really, the rain breaks, because their innings never really got going again, going off a couple of times. Good to see the West Indies guys on pitch side, obviously keen to get back out there.
Much more important and frustrating for a batting team when there's rain, because you can't decide what's the tempo. You're not quite sure how many overs you will get to bat to set a target score for the opposition. That's something that might have prompted Aaron Pollard to bowl first yet again, knowing that there's a bit of weather around. So for now, the rain is down and we'll have to wait. Hopefully you'll be patient and wait on us, and on the other side of a short break, we're hoping to bring live action to you.
Introducing the all-new 500ml Eco Bottle from Blue Waters. It's easy to open and full of great tasty sodium-free artesian well water that doesn't spill when you open it. Thanks to its wide valve design. So grab one today. Life is better with Blue Waters.
Imagine being able to do whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do it. More quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS. What is luxury? A state of mind, free time, a villa, a vista, that place you love. It's more than you expect. It's perfection, it's opulence, it's service, all included all the time. Fulfill your desires, no limits, all lavish. Chic days, posh nights, live your dreams. Elegant, royal, fulfilled. 2 hearts, 5 stars, 1 name. Sandals. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cricket fans, bring your awards, bombshells, and energy. The West Indies are back. Our faces off against the West Indies from January 7th to 19th in 3 colonial manufacturers ODIs and 3 T20s in 12 days of non-stop cricket action at the Kensington Oval, Barbados, Grenada National Stadium, and Warner Park St. Kitts. So come out to support and fly your flags. Show the world it's our game.
Introducing the all-new 500ml Eco Bottle from Blue Waters. It's easy to open and full of great tasty sodium-free artesian well water that doesn't spill when you open it. Thanks to its wide valve design. So grab one today. Life is better with Blue Waters.
Imagine being able to do whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do it. Sandals. More quality inclusions than any other resorts on the planet. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800
Ladies and gentlemen, play resumes at 7 p.m. Play resumes at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Welcome back to Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis, where we try to continue this third T20 international between the West Indies and Ireland. This is where the game stands. Just into the fourth over, Ireland already 50 for 1. Kevin O'Brien, the batsman, to be dismissed. Aaron Pollard, the captain, taking the ball into his own hands, getting the wicket of Kevin O'Brien. Cottrell and Shepherd, they were expensive.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien trying to go deep mid-wicket, cow corner. It's a really good catch. It was in the air a long time. It was swirling. There was rain in Shimron Hetmar's eyes. There was a couple of fielders converging on the fielder. It's a good catch. It's a big wicket for Ireland as well. The covers were getting ready, so I just wonder, will Kevin O'Brien think he could have just waited until the break?
But he should have known that there would have been pace off the ball. With Karen Pollard choosing himself to bowl. Very different to what we saw from Sheldon Cottrell and Romario Shepherd. Might intend on bowling fast. Andrew Balbirnie, the new batsman, to replace O'Brien. Some of us were a little bit worried if he'll be fit for this contest, but I'm sure he wants to be part of this history if Ireland are to go on to win this T20 International Series.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew Balbirnie is fully fit, but I think he's got a bit of time after this fixture to get ready before they go away again. Here's Karen Pollard to continue.
The boats at about 44 minutes delay. This gets this one over the line. He had a fair amount of rain, so the outfield is a little bit slower. Paul Stirling was looking for a third, and the right decision made in the end.
Yeah, pace off the ball again by Kieran Pollard, which is par for the course, really. Bowls probably 4 slower balls every over. Got a couple of nice variations of the cutter especially, and it's where he releases the ball. Makes it very difficult for the batsman.
Been pushed down the ground. No run off the last delivery. 52 for 1.
Well, a beautiful evening. The rain is gone now, thankfully. Pleasant conditions in the middle. Final T20 International. Ireland 1 up in the series.
Replacing Sheldon Cottrell will be Dwayne Bravo.
West Indies were quite clinical in that first one-day international. Then in the second, Ireland narrowly missed victory. West Indies won that one-day series 3-0. And Ireland really roared back in that first T20 international. Outplayed the West Indians and could have gone either way in the last over. But here they are, 1 up in the series.
Quality, rip it in.
DJ Bravo has had a good effect on his return to the West Indies side. Fantastic Yorkers and slower balls, which he'll try and outfox the batsman again this evening. One of them is a bit on the high side, but bowls at the start and at death.
None for 18 from 3 is what he produced in the second T20 international. In the first one, his first over went for 18, and he was able to pull things back, 2 for 28. So much more valuable with the ball. Dwayne Bravo. A little bit of outward movement for Bravo. Very wily customer he is with the ball.
A little bit Kevin O'Brien here today. Clubbing the ball away, but then letting the ball come nice and late. Timed the ball really, really well today. Thought he might have carried it a little bit further.
Well, two things about that Kevin O'Brien dismissal. Pace was off the ball. All those strokes we saw for boundaries, pace was on the ball, so he was able to use that to his advantage. The second thing was the line. Pollard followed him, cramped him for room, his arms not being able to come through the line of the ball. That resulted in him going high into the air and not getting the distance to get that stroke over the line.
Very interesting how Paul Sterling operates here against Bravo. Will he take Dwayne Bravo on? Or will he sit tight for an over? Bravo and Pollard might be the two of the trickier bowlers. Change of angle. I've seen Bravo do this a lot in franchise cricket around the world. Try and hit that middle and leg stump Yorker.
Loud appeal. Looked outside the line of leg. But umpire Patrick Gustad raises that dreadful finger and he goes for the review.
Third umpire to director. There's a player review. Yes, thank you. Yes, player review for LBW given out. It's a fair delivery. Can we move on to front and spin vision, please? Could I have ultra edge just to confirm if there's any bat involved? Keep going, flat line, flat line, flat line, flat line. Could you take it back? Just take it back a little bit for me. Take the bat, take it back, yes. Go forward now, go forward. And freeze next to the bat, yes, flat line, keep going flat line. Play it all the way through, please. All the way through, all the way through. Yes, made contact with the pad. Satisfied, no bat involved. Ball tracker, please. Hanging on for ball tracker, gentlemen. Ball tracker coming up now. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting. Patrick, I'm going to ask you to stay with your out decision. You are on screen now. Thank you.
He will have to go. Paul Sterling, that's a big wicket for the West Indies. We were a little bit concerned if that delivery pitched outside the line of leg stump. Once we knew it was pitched in line, it was dead. Paul Sterling goes for 11. It's 55 for 2 now. Bravo successful in his first over. That's his experience, his skill, having the strategy to go round the wicket to the right-handed Paul Sterling, and that has brought Garrett Delaney to the crease. I was impressed with his approach. In the last game, having lost, both openers came in and played with the fearlessness that you expect from a batsman in T20 cricket, especially someone batting at number 4.
Yeah, real talent, Garrett Delaney, but he's up against a wily campaigner in Bravo.
Slow delivery, well watched. Good end to the over from Bravo. A wicket and 3 runs conceded, 55 for 2.
On 55 for 2 after 5 overs and pegging back things quite nicely here, the West Indian bowlers. Karen Pollard picking up a wicket in his first over. And Dwayne Bravo, well, he's proven his worth and his value from a bowling point of view, picking up a wicket in his first over as well, getting rid of the dangerous Paul Sterling. Darren Sammy, we're seeing this again from Karen Pollard, the use of pace off and variation, and again getting some success.
Yes, he's just continuing from yesterday's match. As you could see, scramble seam, rolling his fingers on the ball and being about 6'7" and his release point, as we saw earlier, he's bringing all his experience to play on this pitch.
But when he gives himself room and crashes this one through the offside, with just a bit of width presented, he created the width, but the length was too short, and given enough time and got the treatment.
Yes, making sure he makes some room for himself as we watch the dismissal of Paul Sterling. I think that's clever bowling there from Dwayne Bravo, going around the wicket. Sterling probably was looking for that shorter length delivery. But experience, Dwayne Bravo went full and he missed.
This one is neatly worked down backward of square. Rothman Powell does a tidying up rope. So just using variations in terms of his line as well. Dwayne Bravo, very experienced campaigner, who sits at the top of the pile now, the leading wicket taker in T20 internationals, 55 wickets.
Hard luck there, Samuel Badre. You will not get an opportunity to eclipse Dwayne Bravo.
I was sort of hoping that he didn't get any wickets in this match.
But you're still happy with his return, right?
He'll bowl 4 overs for 4 runs, no wickets, I'd be happy.
I must say it was a pleasure leading you out there, Samuel. Always ready when I called upon you.
Change of pace again from Karen Pollard. One of the things that Ireland would be concerned about, Darren, is the fact that whenever they've lost a wicket in an over, they've only gone for 3 or 4 runs. And if you lose 5, maybe 6 wickets in an innings, that's 5 or 6 overs for only 15 runs. Another dot ball to end the over. So another good over from Karen Pollard at the end of 6 overs, 61 for 2.
Bolhard is trying to marshal his troops here, trying to get in as many overs as possible. But so far, in these 2 games, he's shown how to bowl on this surface.
Mario Shepherd, well, he's brought back into the attack at the end of the power play. A very productive power play for Ireland. They'll be happy with the score. Maybe 1 wicket too much. And the West Indies, they too will be happy with the way they've pegged things back in the last 2 overs. The last 2-3 overs, 2 from Karen Pollard and 1 from Dwayne Bravo.
So far in St. Kitts, you know, the rain delays has worked in West Indies' favor. Twice you've seen Kevin O'Brien getting out just before the interval.
Neatly placed through backward of point by Garrett Delaney. Just opening the face of the bat and finding the gap to good effect.
Very good pitch. Trusting the bounce on the surface. That's the right idea though. Getting hit with that side of the wicket, I think Pollard might give him an extra man on the offside. He'll be discussing about making him hit against the breeze.
Excellent comeback delivery from Romario Shepherd, and with that upright stance and high backlift of Delaney, you just feel that maybe we wanted to sneak in that Yorker, and the power play has been very eventful. And Kevin O'Brien in particular, destructive at the top, giving himself room to hit through that offside. 1 over against Sheldon Cottrell in particular. 5 consecutive fours, and then eventually he fell into a good change of pace from Karen Pollard and a good catch from Shemron Hetmeyer. Paul Stilling, second of 2 wickets that have fallen in the power play. So West Indies they'll be happy with getting those 2 wickets. Some high buildings early up. Things have gone quite nicely for the bowling team since then. Whipped through the mid-wicket region. Exquisite bit of timing there from Captain Andy Balbirnie.
That's a very difficult field to ask Romario Shepherd to bowl to, because his natural angle will drift the ball into the right-hander, and with a strong breeze blowing across the ground, you need that deep mid-wicket. I think Romario Shepherd will be better off bowling from the Lozak Road end. He normally angles those Yorkers at leg stump.
Change of field, deep mid-wicket back, fine leg up. Still trying to get those Yorkers in, Romario Shepherd. The last occasion was full toss presented, and the Balbirnie gleefully accepted. So proficient at bowling those in-swinging Yorkers. Just want some variety in that. Maybe a slower ball, maybe a bouncer. Just cannot be too predictable.
But so far what we've seen, the most effective bowler on this pitch has been Karen Pollard. I think the way he's not only used his change of pace, but the angle in which he releases the ball. And as we saw the power play package earlier, every delivery that had pace on it, Kevin O'Brien and Paul Stilling was very severe on. His strike rate, as I was talking about, his cutters, not even a runner ball, but every time he had pace on, striking at 150. So it tells you pace off is the way to go.
Attempted Yorker once more. Just results in a single. Romario Shepherd, expensive 2 overs, none for 30 at the end of 7, 73 for 2.
West Indies fans desperate to see West Indies equalize this series.
Ireland seeking to win their first series in the Caribbean. 2013-14, they had a 1-all draw in the T20 Internationals. They have a 1-0 lead, and we're into the final match of the series. Karen Pollard continues. Forcing the batsman to hit towards the scoreboard, towards the wind, not giving them any room to free their arms. Well, what do you make about this team selection? There's one change for the West Indies. Gary Peer, the left-hand orthodox spinner, he's out, and the batsman Rovman Powell in.
I think the idea was to bring back Keswick Williams, but I think he's feeling sick today, so we all know Rovman Powell could bowl.
And he's gone. Karen Pollard once again into the act with another wicket, this time deceiving Garrett Delaney for a catch at the wicket.
Again, the captain using all his experience using his variations. That ball had some extra bounce. You could see he rolling his fingers on it, getting the fin edge. Great delivery, great spell, as Ultra Edge shows. The Nick, Delaney goes for 6, is 74 for 3.
Into the third match of this series, and Ireland, they're in a spot of bother now after an excellent start. 50 without loss. All of a sudden, they're now 74 for 3. Another successful over so far for Kieran Pollard, following up his success yesterday. Harry Tector, he's the new batsman in for Ireland, and they will need a partnership between himself and captain Andy Balbirnie to get them to a competitive total. Off the mark straight away. So Tector, he got to 31 yesterday of 23 deliveries. So, but a little bit of time out in the middle, so he'd understand what this pitch can do, and this is the reason why he's here. Kieran Pollard once again just rolling his fingers off that one, but the bounce is what outdid Gareth Delaney, perhaps looking for that ball to turn into him, because it was an off-cutter. And just a faint edge through the wicketkeeper Nicholas Buran. An excellent stuff here from the captain.
I think the other bowlers, Romario Shepherd, and you see Ireland, what they've done so far. But again, Pollard and the experience of Bravo has put the brakes on them.
Just thinking perhaps they maybe were a little bit light with their bowling, but Kieran Pollard, he filling in the gaps. And another chance for a wicket, and another one gone. Kieran Pollard, 2 wickets in this over. And Harry Tector is the man dismissed. Another catch at the wicket.
This St. Kitts pitch should be called Kieran Pollard's wicket. He just troubling the batsman with his variations. I think this one had some extra pace on it, Samuel.
Not sure how much extra pace Kieran Pollard can get, but he's been very effective. Harry Tector goes for 1, Ireland 76 for 4.
Wilson. Number 14, Gary Wilson. And again, 76 for 4.
Two wickets in this over so far for Captain Pollard, and Gary Wilson. He's the new batsman for Ireland. But 5 the match here yesterday of 7 deliveries, outfoxed by a slower ball from Pollard. He's facing Pollard once again, who has so far taken 3 for 13. Almost chopped it on. And this is the end of 8 overs, 76 for 4.
Good spell so far from the captain, leading from the front.
Just falling away badly here, Ireland, after that excellent start with Sterling and O'Brien, 50 without loss. And all of a sudden, they're 76 for 4 after 8 overs. Dwayne Bravo back in the attack from the pavilion end. Partnership desperately needed here by Ireland. You just think that Balbirnie and Wilson, this pair, will be very crucial to their chances of posting a competitive total. The West Indian supporters, well, and they'll be hoping for a series draw.
Yeah, and they look very happy. And this man, Aaron Pollard, using all his experience, sticking to his plan of just rolling his fingers across the ball and letting the pitch do the rest. So far, Aaron Pollard, the captain, continuing from yesterday, pick up the wickets.
This one is edged down to third man and will get to the boundary. So pace on and width presented. And Gary Wilson, well, he was equal to it.
Yes, Samuel, as we've been saying, every time there's pace on, the deliveries from the West Indies bowlers, the Irish batsmen look very comfortable. I think the key, you go in your Yorkers, you do that, or just do what Karen Pollard does.
With a fumble there. Gives an easy single to Ireland. Hayden Walsh Jr. seemed to be the guilty party. But there's been a lot of talk about Dwayne Bravo and his return to the international setup. A lot of conjecture around the Caribbean. Discussion as to whether or not it was the right decision to include Dwayne Bravo after an absence of international cricket. But he's proven his value more so from a bowling point of view. We've seen the bowlers traveling, some inexperience being shown, but he's done really well upon his return, controlling things through the middle and towards the back end.
Yeah, most definitely. We all know he loves bowling in the back end of the inning. That's his specialty, with his slower balls, his variations, his Yorkers. And yeah, I know a lot of people after his first over in Grenada might have had a lot to say, but we all know the quality. And I think especially in this West Indies team, you know, with his experience, closing off games, bowling in pressure situations, it's a good inclusion.
That slower ball that dips very late, those Yorkers, those changes of pace, also has a good fast bumper as well. And there might be some concern in the West Indies camp with regards to their bowling, the way things have transpired so far. Certainly the spinners will come into focus. A lot of revs on that ball that causes to get that late dip. With that World Cup in October, I'm sure that they have not yet settled in terms of the bowling team. Neatly worked back through that third man boundary, and again pace on. Every time he's bowled with pace, he's gone to the boundary. A nice way to end the over at the end of 9 overs, 88 for 4.
Yes, especially with Bravo bringing in that deep third man, you would expect him to take pace off that ball. But again, I think that was not the right ball for that field. And then the result of boundary.
88 for 4 after 9 overs. And Balbirnie on 23. Karen Pollard, he's into his 4th and final over. Excellent returns of 3 for 13. Following up 4 for 25 from yesterday's match. So 7 wickets in 2 matches here at Warner Park.
Yeah, Yes, but he'll have a decision. Who will be the fifth bowler? We saw the spinners yesterday. Overs between Carribbean and Hayden Walsh Jr. went for at least 60. And we're yet to see the fifth bowler being used somewhere.
Transfer run out, decides not to throw Sheldon Cottrell. He has some options. Hayden Walsh Jr. is the obvious option. He will be brought in at some point. But he also has Rovman Powell, who can bowl a few overs. Shofin Rutherford, he can turn his hand over as well. And so there are some options there for him. The problem is if one of his more established bowlers, Sheldon Cottrell, goes for runs, then he'll have to turn to one of those bowlers. They've packed the team with batting, as you can see there. And they were hoping that Karen Pollard will bowl his four, and the other bowlers trouble here for a direct hit. And he would have gone. Perhaps even Dwayne Bravo could have collected and still effected the run out.
Or maybe Puran could have been at the stumps. Someone had to be at the stump. I think they missed an opportunity here. Karen Pollard is not happy.
Where was Nicholas Puran? He's trying to get back there. Lots of time. Both of those fielders, Dwayne Bravo and Nicholas Puran, ample opportunity there. And Karen Pollard disappointed with that, and rightfully so. Another dot ball for the captain.
Captain Balburney facing off to Karen's Pollard's last ball of an amazing spell. He just needs to see him off, because you'll have 4 overs.
Another slower ball single, the result. An excellent spell there from the captain. 4 overs, 3 for 17, and at the end of 10, 92 for 4. Romario Shepherd will continue into his 3rd over. He's been quite expensive. West Indians will expect that he will learn as he progresses in his young career. Not a bad position still for Ireland. 92 for 4 after 10. Ireland will want to finish strong. I spoke about the lesser-known players and they stepping forward. We saw Gareth Delaney do so in the last T20 International when he put on a great partnership of 72 with his captain. More will be expected from Wilson, who is a seasoned campaigner. Ireland, they take an unassailable 1-0 lead in this T20 International series.
Yeah, Gary Wilson under pressure, it must be said, for his place in the side. Morgan Tucker, captain the ODIs, did a good job.
Should be taken. Lendl Simmons makes no mistake. And redemption for Romario Shepherd.
Well, it's a really poor dismissal. Halfway through the innings, need a partnership. Wilson down on one knee, he's under pressure for his place in the side. This is a moment he won't want to see again. Tries to flip it over fine leg who's inside the ring. Gets it horribly wrong. Catching practice for Lendl Simmings. Horrible feeling that when you know you're going to be taken. Easy as you like. Lendl Simmons, Gary Wilson, well, his tour is over with the bat. He made just 7. Ireland, 93 for 5.
Markader will need to give support to his captain. Fumble by Lendl Simmons. Allows for a second. But it might have worked in favor of the West Indians. Surely he's short, and that's another wicket. Rutherford, the fielder, with the accurate throw.
Brilliant throw. Andrew Balbirnie turning blind. One of the oldest rules in the book when you're running, always keep your eye on the ball. Balbirnie wants 2, there was never 2. Short boundaries here, not even in the picture.
Underscores the importance of fielding in T20 cricket and cricket in general. This is a massive blow to Ireland. Balbirnie, the captain, goes for 28. It's 94 for 6 now.
Ireland captain gone, Simi Singh in. Opportunity for Simi Singh. Ireland's innings just falling away here. Such a good start. Sterling and O'Brien put on 50. Andrew Balbirnie. Just have a look here, just watching the ball, yeah, no problem there. Then changes hand, turns blind. He realizes now he's gone. He's got no chance. Well, it's something your coaches, when you're 10, 11, you always turn and make sure you can see the ball.
Apart from it being an excellent throw, just to reinforce your point, if he did the writing and turned the proper way, it would have allowed him the chance to see what was happening while he was touching in to make the turn. Would have had an opportunity to say no. Send his partner back. That's the importance of doing the basics right in cricket. Those subtle things, they make a big difference in the outcome of a game. 4 wickets within the space of 20 runs now. Ireland in dire straits.
Well, that's quality bowling. Really, really good bowling. Good pace, good aggression. Right at the body of Markader, who, well, safe to say, he likes the ball pitched up. Doesn't like the ball banged in at the body. West Indies, well, they've got a spring in their step all of a sudden now. They sense they've got Ireland on the ropes, and they have 2 men new to the crease.
Loud appeal, loud appeal. Not moved, unmoved, the umpire. Pollard still looking around. Maybe taking a bit of advice, not interested. 11 overs gone, 96 for 6.
Ireland in some trouble. Ireland in some real trouble after being inserted. They're off to a cracking start, but they just keep losing wickets and giving their wickets away unnecessarily. Still 9 overs remaining here for Ireland, so plenty of time to bat. Problem is, we've got 2 new men at the crease.
We've had one rain interruption, about 44 minutes, the match delayed. Bit of rain, damp outfield. That ball will be much more of a challenge for a leg spinner to grip. Hayden Walsh Jr. will have his work cut out as well. I guess he will find comfort with 6 wickets being down and Ireland under pressure. That was an appeal, last ball of the last over.
A good time for Hayden Walsh to come into the attack. 2 new men at the crease around. They can't take too many risks. Talented bowler, he's got a lovely googly. This was the decision. Good decision too. Forearm was interested. Shepherd not so much. Good decision by the captain, who's had another good night. Won the toss, had a bowl. He's bowled well, Karen Pollard, 3 for 17.
Firmly struck into the gap as well. Mario Shepherd doing the work. A little bit of a fumble, but prevents the boundary.
Something about Romario Shepherd, there's always something happening with Shepherd, isn't it? Whether it's good Yorkers, drop catches, brilliant catches. He's an entertainer.
After all, he was named after Romario, the footballer from Brazil. If you're a Brazil supporter in football, you'll be proud of Shepherd, Romario.
Come on, Hayden. Come on, no pressure, mate. Come on, work.
Was down ground, falls short of that man again, Romario Shepherd. Hayden Walsh Jr. took a beating in that last match. 2 overs, conceding 32 runs, 4 sixes. Jared Delaney, for the first time, an Irishman, hitting 4 consecutive sixes in T20 cricket. Thought you had that record now.
Back it up.
No.
No.
Struggle to get 4 singles in a row, let alone 4 sixes. I had me moments, but it wasn't sixes, I'll tell you that much. Nudging on hurdle, run hard between the wickets.
Last delivery of the over. Will want to finish well, Hayden Walsh Jr.
Back it up. Good job.
6 runs from it, 1 or 2 for 6.
West Indies have just upped their game in the last 4 or 5 overs. They started a little bit sluggishly. Sterling and Kevin O'Brien put them to the sword, but the last 5 or 6 overs they've been excellent, led by the captain Pollard. A bit of work to be done here for Ireland. Still 8 overs to bat. Good pitch, good conditions. Adair and Simi Singh looking to do some damage.
Big challenge for Ireland to make use of the remaining 8 overs. I want to highlight the significance of what we saw from Karen Pollard and Dwayne Bravo. Often you hear people talk about slow deliveries. Well, there's a difference with the cutters. It's not only pace off the ball, it's also the ability to roll your fingers off the ball so that that seam will create an impact off the pitch and get a bit of deviation. That's Pollard to the left, and Bravo, look how he rolls his fingers.
Wait on.
Very often he gets the ball to deviate, either right or left. So apart from pace being off the ball, there is a bit of lateral movement as well. Look at the amount of cutters we've seen from Karen Pollard. That's why he's been so effective. So it's not only about pace off the ball, it's about the cutters, rolling that finger across the ball and getting some revs on it as well. Just to illustrate a little bit more, most bowlers, they grip it to the seam and they roll their fingers off, taking pace off the ball. Many bowlers like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, they bowl their slower delivery with a space, this space here. So the firmness of the hand is not totally on the ball. So it goes slower to the batsman. Very different to the cutter that Bravo and Pollard has executed so well in this game.
And also with Kieran Pollard, he's such a big man with big hands. He can get really good revs on the ball. He's not just rolling the ball out. Pollard's getting a lot of action on the ball. Wayne Bravo as well. It's the bounce. It's the bounce. Pollard's tall. Bravo's slightly different, but equally effective.
Wide signaled. Saw a lot of those slower deliveries by the Indian fast bowlers. The difference is it was just pace off the ball. Allowed the West Indians to strike the ball cleanly. Little or no deviation off the pitch. When you see Bravo and Pollard, apart from it being slow, as a batsman, you've got to negotiate if it's going left or right as well, or bouncing extra when it makes contact with the seam.
Well, I think Ireland will be disappointed when they reflect on these two games here in Warner Park. Pollard 3 for 17, Pollard 4 for 25. They'll be thinking, we may have been done by leg spin or Sheldon Cottrell. We didn't expect Kieran Pollard to take 7 wickets and be so effective. They had no plan B, really, Ireland. They just really struggled to, I think, pick the ball and then deal with it. So that was a big area, a big plus point for Kieran Pollard, I think.
I was also very disappointed with Gary Wilson. That shot that he played was a crucial time for Ireland. I would have thought that as a pair, both himself and his captain would have been thinking about batting maybe until the 15th over, then to probably be a little more expansive. He's played just about 80 international matches. He's been around in Irish cricket for quite a while, Gary Wilson. Now a lot more pressure on this Ireland's lower order. 13 overs gone, 107 for 6.
West Indies one down in the series, of course. Third and final T20 here in St. Kitts, Warner Park. Fighting back well, the West Indies, 107 for 6, led by the captain, Kieran Pollard, who's been excellent with the ball. Good pitch, good conditions. Should be a cracking game in store here this evening.
Yeah, just slowing down in terms of the acceleration, the tempo of the innings, the productivity in terms of runs, diminishing for Ireland. Shafin Rutherford for the first time with the ball in this innings. Quick single. Sheldon Cottrell with the direct throw.
Absolute bullet arm. Sheldon Cottrell. Absolute rocket.
That looked closer than I thought. No one looked like they were panicking. That looks out. Bails dislodge, but not over the line. And the batsman survives.
Well, this is interesting. Kieran Pollard's asking the question, and Dwayne Bravo at backward point. He was asking the question straight away, Dwayne Bravo. So he's obviously let his captain know they need to have a look at this. Pollard's asked the question. Gregory Brathwaite. Well, Dwayne Bravo wanted it straight away.
Third umpire to director.
Well, Kieran Pollard is
There's an umpire review for
arguing his position.
run out. There's an umpire review.
Maybe he's
for run out.
recognized that there's an
Best
opportunity
attitude,
for a
best
wicket.
angle, please.
We've all seen it that the batsman was short.
Freeze just as the bail is removed. Just take it back, keep going. Bat is not yet in. Keep going, bails removed, freeze there. Thank you for the big screen. Out for the big screen.
Big screen.
Out for the big screen, thank you.
Well, some confusion here, Mark Adair having something to say. But clearly from the images, he was way short.
Well, the Mark Adair is disappointed. He was short of his ground. The correct decision was made. Mark Adair's got to go for 6. Ireland 107 for 7.
For Ireland is Adair. He goes for 6. Ireland will lead for 7. He comes back for Ireland 60.
Well, things are depreciating badly here for Ireland. 7 wickets down and we're into the 14th over, so might be a challenge for them batting the full complement of 20 overs. At this stage of the innings, only 3 wickets remaining.
Well, this innings could really derail here for Ireland after such a good start. It's going horribly wrong. Balbirnie running himself out, Adair running himself out.
Nicely worked through the onside. Well, that run-out decision was a bit of a controversy. In the end, the right decision being made. Maybe a question about the process.
Yeah, it's too close to call, really, live.
Extra bounce and another soft dismissal. My word, this is not what we've seen from Ireland with their batting throughout this series.
Well, brain explosions here for Ireland, I'm afraid. They're making an absolute mess of this, Ireland. Trefane Rutherford, his only medium pace is 106 kilometres an hour, and he's bumped out Simi Singh. Sheldon Cottrell takes an absolute simple catch. Singh's gone for 5, and Ireland, I'm afraid, they're 108 for 8.
Ireland 108 for 8, 13 from 30.3 overs, 108 for 8 or 13. Incoming batsman is Young Quaker.
Was a thought for 2. Evan Lewis was racing around the boundary and Ireland didn't want to chance it.
Very disappointing last few overs, really, for Ireland, after having been 50 without loss. 109 for 8.
Should be a couple runs. Outfield a little bit slower than what we're accustomed to here at Warner Park, and that's because of the recent rain. West Indies will be very happy with their bowling efforts. Beyond the power play overs, probably the best passage of play with the ball that we've seen from the West Indies in this 3-match series.
Good Yorker to finish the over there from Shafin Rutherford. A good over, a wicket and 5 runs at the end of 14, 112 for 8. Karen Pollard really has marshaled his troops well tonight, following up a brilliant bowling performance, 4 for 25 last night, 3 for 17 tonight, and well and truly in command with 112 for 8. Small ground, small venue, small boundaries, good pitch.
"36 deliveries. Ireland will want to bat these out. If they can get a runner ball, it will give them something to work with. Might get close to 150, which we've seen Ireland and their discipline with their bowling could produce a positive result for them.
Mario Shepherd in for his last over. This is the fall of that Simi Singh wicket. The ball just getting big on him. That extra bounce, as you keep mentioning, Darren. Deviation off the seam. Unable to deal with it. A simple catch in the end for DJ Bravo. And success for Shafin Rutherford.
Bravo still looking for the direct hit. This underscores, as I said before, the importance of fielding, accuracy of throws, catching. Has an equal rating and weighting in T20 cricket to batting and bowling.
Darren, I know that you have an intimate knowledge of Mario Shepherd, having played with your domestic team. What do you make of him so far in his 2 games that he's played?
Well, I think you're seeing his skills. One, he's a little bit pacey, very muscular in his action. He has the potential to develop as well. I think maybe a few slower deliveries might add to his armory as a fast bowler. Seems to have good control in terms of his lengths. But I think as a fast bowler, it's not only about having the skill sets for the respective formats of the game, but also to understand which delivery is required at a particular point in time. So that's bowling knowledge is something that he will accumulate with experience, with game time. Yeah, very tall, very strapped in stature. He's only 25 years of age.
What that action allows is exactly that, those Yorkers, those in-swinging Yorkers, slingy action. Had an impact immediately in his international career. A very good CPL with the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Relaxed approach to the crease. Just want those arms to be moving towards the target. Hits the crease very hard.
Yeah, open-chested action at front leg. Could be more braced. 15 overs gone, 115 for 8.
4 overs for Mario Shepherd, 1 for 37. Excellent spell once again. Coming back strongly after an expensive start. So in the 2 matches so far, he's produced 1 for 37 and 1 for 38. These are the bowlers used so far. 3 for 17, Karen Pollard, the standout.
Pollard using a lot of options here. Rodman Paul is another bowler of similar ilk. The Shafane Rutherford, medium pacer, has a lot of variations as well.
I like to see Caden Walsh Jr. bowl though in this situation. Give him some confidence, give him an opportunity to perhaps get a couple of wickets, because he would be someone that you'll be looking towards as we look ahead at the World Cup. This is the wickets, Karen Pollard getting the key wicket of Kevin O'Brien. Good catch in the deep and from Admire. And then Dwayne Bravo following up that one with the wicket of Paul Sterling. Excellent Yorker from Rutherford. Really kneeling that one. Pollard will continue to get wickets. Delaney caught at the wicket. Nicholas Puran, soft dismissal. And then another one. Harry Tector, again caught by Nicholas Puran. And this one, with inexplicable. Gary Wilson.
It's been a day for the cutters. West Indian bowlers are recognizing the surface, the pitch, the conditions. This was the run out, direct hit. Rutherford in that third man position. Straight as a die. Again, just rolling his fingers across the seam. Piece off the ball, a little bit of inward movement.
Rutherford in the thick of things again with the ball. This time direct hit from the shoulder of Sheldon Cottrell. And the last wicket to fall on that of Simi Singh. Just more bounce than he would have anticipated. This one is worked towards the third man boundary, and good timing and using the pace quite nicely to finish the over with a boundary. 7 runs coming from that over at the end of 16, 122 for 8.
Mario Shepherd and Pollard, 2 bowlers already finishing their complement of 4 overs. 4 the options remaining for Pollard for the remaining 4 overs in this innings. Doesn't look like a good scorecard. The latter half of it. Last over, Ireland got their first boundary since the 9th over. That's how difficult it has been in terms of scoring. That's been because of the loss of wickets, the regular loss of wickets.
Every time they've lost a wicket, that over has only gone for maybe 2-3 runs. As you can see there, losing 2 wickets in an over on 3 occasions. So that's cardinal sins from the Irish batsman.
More watchful, and quite rightly so, an approach which was required at the start of the 11th over, you'd expect, when Balbirnie was there with Wilson. That didn't happen, and now they have to do a lot of work to get themselves in a stronger position, Ireland.
West Indies will be very pleased with this effort as they aim to level the series, an important match for them.
Two is the call. Decides against it.
That's it, too close to give me that throw. Come on. Give it full.
2 run-outs already in this innings for the Irish. They can ill afford another one. They need to get perhaps close to that 150 mark. Going to be very difficult from here on end.
Gone. Well disguised slow delivery yet again from Bravo. How often have we seen this from him? Another success for Bravo on the West Indies.
All too familiar sight here at Warner Park. Dwayne Bravo again. That slow ball completely outfoxing Craig Young. And a simple catch there for Lyndall Simmons. The celebration from the champion. Young goes for 8. Ireland into further trouble at 125 for 9. So it's been a real slide here from the Irish. 50 for the loss of no wicket. And then at this stage now, 125 for 9. And woefully short of a competitive target here, you'd feel. But some brilliant bowling from the West Indies, led by Kieran Pollard, 3 for 17. Dwayne Bravo, well, 2 for 18, some good fielding as well. Direct hit runouts. Absolute brilliant comeback.
West Indies firmly in control. When you look at this West Indian side in this T20 series, you feel that their bowling has been the bigger issue that they had to work on today. I think we've seen their best in the series with the ball.
Goes down to Rutherford at third man. I still think there'd be some questions there with their bowlers. At the end of 17 overs, 126 for 9.
Always difficult when you lose many wickets early in a T20 game. You're torn between trying to attack, trying to score runs, and also trying to preserve your wickets so you can sustain throughout the innings. But more pressure when it's your low order. Three overs remaining. McCarthy and Little will try their best, but all the way to the end. Rutherford to continue. That was a faster delivery. He just kept it simple, Rutherford. Just bowling tight lines, straight lines, wicket to wicket, rolling his fingers across the seam and the odd faster delivery. Not express pace by any means. Player who knows his limitations. Built his reputation on his ability to strike the ball. This is an added asset to his game.
And it's no longer a specialist game, is it, Darren? You have to be a three-dimensional player. You must be able to bat, bowl, and field. Griffin Rutherford, he did bowl a few overs in the IPL for the Delhi Capitals, through the middle overs, and he's showing his worth here with the West Indies team.
Goes Phil. Always a good option during the last 5 overs. In T20 cricket, although you have the skill to bowl full, you can't be too predictable. That's why I say you must have control in your lengths, because sometimes if you become predictable, batsmen can make use of it and take advantage of it.
the most successful bowlers in the world understand when they can use their variety and use the conditions. And I think assessment of conditions very key. Aaron Pollard assessed exactly what was needed here, and his skill set came into play.
Powerful shot goes out the ground. McCarthy was sizing up Rutherford, and he ends the over on a high. 135 for 9.
McCarthy and Josh Little, they will want to ensure that they bat the last 2 overs, 12 deliveries, maybe get 20 runs. If they can get 15 in the last 2, take that score to 150. I'm sure they will be more pleased with that effort.
Last ball, last over. McCarthy has been measuring Rutherford in his previous overs. Doesn't commit that front foot, just stands back and holds that front leg.
Favors the one side. Little trying to hoik that one over mid-wicket. No connection. Sheldon Cottrell will know that the last wicket, he just wants to get that line right to knock him over into his final over. Good returns all the way through from the West Indian bowlers.
Nice piece again. Not easy for a loader batsman to be facing bowler Cottrell's quality, especially when he's only been there for 8 deliveries. Hammers this one down the ground. Good work. Hayden Walsh Jr., he's quick across the ground. Cleans up nicely.
Brilliant bit of feeling. Good connection from Josh Little. Look how quick he is across the ground. And that returned. No wasting time to limit them just to 1. But it's been an excellent recovery of sorts from Sheldon Cottrell, being hit for 21 runs in his second over.
Goes down ground. Pollard usually in that long on position because of his catching ability, his height as well. Just to get that elevation for anything struck down the ground.
He didn't take some magnificent catches on the boundary. Cottrell, he'll be looking to go full and straight.
Finishes with a single. Allow McCarthy the opportunity possibly to look for a boundary.
And Lewis, he will certainly be opening the batting. Have an opportunity to chase down whatever these Irish batsmen get to. Last ball in the penultimate over.
Goes for the Yorker, gets it right. And a wonderful end to the over, Cottrell. 19 overs gone, 138 for 9.
Aaron Pollard, he will be happy with that side, and that's where you want to see your fast bowlers bowling, especially in the death. Not giving batsmen the opportunity to get under the ball to hit for 6, especially tail-enders. Fast, full and straight. But pleasing stuff here from the West Indian bowlers. They want to finish off the final over in a similar vein.
As expected, Dwayne Bravo will finish proceedings with the ball. Spoke about the discipline from the West Indian bowlers. Only 7 extras in this innings. Yeah, no skyscrapers beyond the third over. Right, what will Ireland get in this final over? Will it be a big one, or will Bravo's skill deny them? That's the skill I've spoken about. Another slower delivery seals the deal for the West Indies, and they close the innings in style. Ireland only manages 138.
Dwayne Bravo, again, slower ball into the pitch. And again, another Irish batsman unable to deal with the extra bounce. And a simple catch through to wicketkeeper Nicholas Pooran. Dwayne Bravo ends with 3 wickets in this innings. Ireland end on 138. Kevin O'Brien, Paul Stirling, magnificent start, 50 without loss. Andy Balbirnie, he got to 28. Barry McCarthy unbeaten on 18, but nothing else of any significance. The West Indian bowlers showed good discipline and good tenacity to come back into this game, ending the innings after 19.1 overs on 138. The bowlers, well, they've done an excellent job. Karen Pollard led the way, 3 for 17. Dwayne Bravo, 3 for 19. A wicket apiece for Shepherd and Shafin Rutherford.
So a good day with the ball for the West Indians. As I said before, cutters doing majority of the damage in terms of getting wickets. Ireland will be way disappointed with their targets and their total of 138. Let's go down to Niall O'Brien, who's with Karen Pollard.
Karen Pollard alongside me, 4 for last night, 3 for tonight. You're loving this wicket.
Yeah, of course, we're going to play tomorrow night as well.
Fantastic. Ireland were 50 for no loss. You were staring maybe a large total. What happened out there?
I don't know what happened out there, what happened inside. You know, we got that break and, you know, at least, you know, we're giving some stern words. At the end of the day, you have to come in, day out and try to give in that performance, and that's our intensity. You can't come one day and do it and the other day not do it. So, again, it's what took place inside the dressing room, and again, the guys came out with some fire in their belly.
A word on Dwayne Bravo. You can rely on a bowler now, 4 overs, skills, Yorkers, slower balls. Great weapon to have back in the team.
Yeah, you know, despite popular demand. When you look at it, we were staying on the barrel and who got the breakthrough for us. So again, you know, sometimes you have to take away all negative that's around yourself, and we as a team know what he can bring for us. So again, given the ball, he got the breakthrough for us, and again, it's just a matter of, you know, trying to contain after that. So again, that's why it's a team sport. You know, each and everybody have a role to play. And it's about roles and responsibility, and any day you have to be accountable for, you know, what your role is. So, you know, those are things that we are preaching, and, you know, hopefully it's, you know, defendable. We can go out and we can chase those runs.
Fantastic. All the best. Well bowled again.
Thank you.
Good listening from Karen Pollard. Just focusing on the process of winning. West Indies, well, they will require 139 runs to win in 120 balls. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back with the run chase. Well, this third T20 international between Ireland and the West Indies. This is where the match is poised. Ireland sent into bat, got to 138. There was firepower at the top of the innings, but then when that opening pair of Paul Stirling and Kevin O'Brien departed, it was tough going. Andy Balbirnie tried his best with 28 from 23, but none of the Irish batsmen were able to deal with the slower deliveries, the variations on offer. Aaron Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, they were excellent. Just have a look at the bowling table. 3 wickets for Pollard, 3 for 17. Bravo backing that up with 3 for 19, and even Rutherford came in and followed suit with his variations. It was quite easy with pace on the ball to score from this surface, so the West Indians will be quite happy with their assessment of the pitch and the way they responded. Target score for West Indies, 139, and they will take that any day. It's a powerful batting lineup in this West Indian side. Evan Lewis in fine form. But I want to talk a little bit about Karen Pollard. 4 wickets in that second T20 international, 3 wickets today. We spoke about his variations, but I think it's a timing as to when he came on the ball as well. He used the new ball today, bowling in the power play, and then bowled outside the power play. Just has that ability and knack of taking wickets, Samuel Badri.
Absolutely brilliant from him. He, as you mentioned, he had to bowl the 4th over after a rollicking start from Paul Stirling and Kevin O'Brien, and he came on and immediately had an impact, picking up those 3 wickets, following up on a 4-wicket haul in the last match, and the areas in which he was able to bowl and the cutters that was so very effective. 13 dot balls in all, and an excellent return. Bowling the 4th and the 6th over, never easy bowling in the power play, but magnificent stuff.
Yeah, Pollard over 500 T20 matches, so skill on show. Another person who showed some skill was Bravo. Let's hear from Darren Sammy and Niall O'Brien now.
Thank you very much, Darren. I've got Darren Sammy alongside me. Dwayne Bravo back in the fold. All of a sudden, Karen Pollard has someone who can get 4 overs. And what does he bring to this side?
Well, Dwayne Bravo, we all seen what he's done in T20 cricket. What he brings to this side is his experience. He gives Karen Pollard a surety in the back end of the overs, which West Indies have been struggling. But also this series, what you've seen, in the middle overs, he could use him to get a wicket as well. And so far this series, he's come back and used all his experience. And today, you saw the experience of Pollard as captain and the experience of Bravo, showing the youngsters how to use the wicket. He uses variation very well, his yorkers, and he just understands his game. And with him in the dressing room, he could impact that knowledge onto the youngsters.
I was going to say, as a captain yourself who's won the T20 World Cup twice, how important as a skipper to say, right, I've got this trick up my sleeve, this absolute ace, this gem in my pack?
It's very important. You know, you must have a go-to bowler where you could bring him on for him to stem the flow of runs or get a wicket for you. Normally in the T20 teams, it's a leg spinner who normally do that for you. But if you have an impact bowler like Dwayne Bravo, who could give you that surety, and he wants that challenge, especially in the back end when the pressure is on. He wants to be the guy to come in and have that impact for the team, and that type of attitude could rub on the junior players.
What about the Ireland bowlers? What have they learnt from watching the West Indies? It's a below par target. What have the Ireland bowlers learned from watching the West Indies boys operate?
Yeah, well, they could learn from their batting as well. What was easy to hit? And they would go to the dressing room and say, look, every time there was space on the ball, it was easy to get away to the boundary. So they will take the page from Pollard and Bravo, the way they mix the pace and vary their pace with line and length and making the batsman hit to the side where the breeze was blowing. So it's going to be a difficult target, but West Indies, the last two times they played against England here, they didn't score 100. But Pollard will be looking to level that series and will be giving his batsmen a strict warning to go out there and get the job done.
For Dwayne Bravo, it's all about up here. 450 plus games, a lot of experience between the ears, fantastic. slow balls, his Yorkers. Let's have a look at these variations, the stock ball and the slower ball.
Yes, look, and his slower ball or cutter is different from Pollard because Pollard uses his height, so he relies on the bounce. What Bravo does, he puts a lot of rev on the deliveries, and when you see the batsman, it seems like it's coming like a full toss, but it actually dips. And he has outfoxed batsmen all over the world with that slower ball delivery, and that's his go-to ball. And today, your lads didn't have no answer.
Well, someone who has an answer, Samuel Badri, is very disappointed up in the conference room. Was top of the tree, but Bravo's the main man again.
Yes, I don't think Samuel is happy with Bravo coming out of retirement. But look, we need him in the team, and it shows. Leading wicket taker for the West Indies, and pretty good average as well. You would say the economy rate is a bit high, but remember, Bravo always bowl at the back end of the inning where the pressure is on, and sometimes he is needed to bowl in the power play as well. So his experience is valuable to any team he plays in.
Fantastic, Darren. Thanks very much. Back up to you, boys.
Thank you, guys. I will console Samuel Badri in the com box, but congratulations to Dwayne Bravo for becoming the leading wicket taker for the West Indies in T20 internationals. Now, the target score. West Indies will be focusing on that 138. They will not want to take this for granted because they have a real opportunity to square the series. Missed that opportunity in that second T20 international when the rain came and there was a no result. So they will fancy their chances of squaring the series. Ireland will still want to believe and hope that they will find 10 deliveries to win this contest. Right, we hope that you are going to stay with us to witness the entertainment. We've seen a lot of it between these two sides. Quite a few spectators at the ground, many of whom West Indians will be looking for a West Indian win. We're quite lucky that the rain has stayed away, and we're hoping that we will have a full complement of overs to see this run chase. Ireland getting set to defend this score. 138 is what they produce with the bat. And it ended with a bit of disappointment, Samuel Badri, and oftentimes when you end an innings, it's very difficult for you to change that mood.
It's all about momentum, isn't it? More so in this format, and if the momentum changes, it's difficult really to get the momentum back in your favor. Certainly at 50 without loss, they would have been hoping for something close to 175, 180. Unfortunately, they fell away badly to fold for 138, not even batting out the complement of 20 overs. So disappointment with the bat from Andy Balbirnie. They will have to shelve that now and focus on the bowling and have that belief in themselves that they can defend this total.
Well, a real rock star with the bat for the West Indies is Evan Lewis.
He's dispatched of that one, Evan Lewis. And that one was absolutely smashed. Excellent form from Evan Lewis so far in this series. 100 and an unbeaten 99 in 2 of the ODIs. Half century in the first match in Grenada. Certainly they will be looking to get him out early. The Irish, the West Indians, well, they'll want him to continue to fire. He's played many seasons here at Warner Park for the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. So very familiar with the conditions.
Oh, yes.
Leading T20 run scorer at this venue alongside Lyndall Simmons, who himself played a season here with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. So familiarity with the conditions and the idiosyncrasies of the venue. Paul Stirling opening the bowling again, but this time from the Lozak Road end. He got Lyndall Simmons out yesterday, Niall.
He did, and I copped a lot of stick on social media, saying I thought it was a mistake.
Oh!
Well, you did say it was, and you were wrong, not for the first time.
No, I'm quite often wrong. The more time you spend with me, the more you'll realise. But you never come out of your room, that's the problem.
I've been warned.
Yes, Sterlo, yes,
A watchful
Nice
start
ball.
from Lyndall Simmons this time. And the difference is that he'll be hitting into the wind. So he'll be cognizant of that and not taking any unnecessary early risks, especially with a score of 139 as a target score. So no need for panic, no need for too many risks.
Nice, get it!
And off the mark, Lyndall Simmons.
Yeah, Paul Sterling not trying to spin the ball, almost just bowling little sliders, little arm balls, seam up. Economy rate is good. He's a handy bowler, Paul Sterling, but he's very reluctant.
Parry the mid-wicket, Gaz behind.
He's taken some really good wickets in ODI cricket, but not too many in T20.
You want to see if you can squeeze him for a ball? First pill. Next up.
Gary Wilson, the ex-captain, getting involved. Realise it's a below par score. They need wickets. I'm just wondering, is he asking Paul Sterling, would you like a slip in place? Ireland need a few early wickets, you would feel here.
Come on, Sterls. Oh, yes, Paulie.
Turn from Paul Sterling. Dot ball to end the first over, 1 without loss. Lyndall Simmons and Evan Lewis, the familiar pair at the top of the order for the West Indies. And really an ideal opportunity for them to square the series. Ireland, well, won the lead. Just feel that they're a few runs short. Very much in form, Evan Lewis. But look at this last delivery, Niall O'Brien. Some bounce and turn.
Nice bit of grip. First ball he really tried to turn in the over. Tries to turn against the lefty and bowl sliders against the right-hander. Barry McCarthy, who's had a good ODI series. Bit expensive in the T20 matches so far.
Nice hard length there from Barry McCarthy. Kevin O'Brien, he's on the mic with us. Kevin, Samuel Badri here in the combox. 50 without loss and a good start. And ended up on 138. Must be disappointing.
Yeah, slightly under par, I reckon. You know, obviously myself and Sterlo like to go hard at the top, and obviously today it came off for me. But yeah, disappointing to firstly get out just before the rain break, and then obviously to kind of innings fell away towards the end. But you know, it looks like it's a bit of turn there from Sterlo, so hopefully we can take a couple of early wickets.
Smashed. Long, long way. High and handsome. Lyndall Simmons clears the rope easily.
Stunning blow here from Simmons. Quickly onto that one. Smashing that one over mid-wicket with the wind. So from the moment it's up in the air, it's always going to go further. Excellent start here from the West Indian opening batsman. Didn't get any yesterday, was dismissed 2.1 overs. He's looking to make amends.
Bish, bash, bosh. Lyndall Simmons smashes one through the offside. Well, he had a look the first over. He's in the action now.
Sparky.
Trying to make the adjustment to Barry McCarthy. This time a little bit fuller, but width presented enough opportunity to free his arms. And Lyndall Simmons wasn't going to let that one go.
Yeah, Niall here, mate. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. Just moving here.
Just
up
moving.
to short third man, mate.
Don't move too quick. I just want to ask you about that rain break. Same thing happened last night. Did you think about maybe just knocking around and see if the rain came along?
Yeah, hindsight's great, isn't it?
You little... What a shot there from Lyndall Simmons. Just using the pace of that one. Opening the bat at the last moment to get it backward of point. And another boundary. So 6 4-4. And what a start.
This is a beautiful bit of timing. Really, really good. Beautiful bit of hand-eye coordination just to open the wrists, get it in the gap. Kev, you still there?
Yeah, still here. Still out of breath.
Out of breath. What about Kieran Pollard? 7 wickets in 2 matches. He's not somebody you would have been really worried about before this series. You would have talked about Cottrell, I presume, and Hayden Walsh leg spin, but Pollard snuck up on you a bit.
Yeah, just did those dibbly doublers. Yeah, obviously, you know, was he played 1,000 T20s or something? So he's obviously played a lot on these types of conditions in India and whatnot. So yeah, he obviously knows how to bowl and the line and length. He's been immaculate with his line and length in these 3 games. So yeah, it's something that we need to work on going forward. Certainly going forward into our domestic summer and then obviously into Australia in October. So just looking to kind of capitalise on the starts that we can get and you know, not to give out so many easy wickets to, you know, the lesser bowlers.
Single to end. Kev, we'll come back to you shortly at the end of 2 overs, 16 without loss.
One-way traffic here. Warner Park and St Kitts. Thankfully the rain has gone away. West Indies were excellent with the ball. Game 3 of this T20 International Series. Ireland winning the first in grand style in Grenada. Last night we got washed out. Huge game. Windies need a win to level the series.
West Indies took the one-day international series 3-0. Ireland took the first match in the T20 international series. The second match washed out. So this match, so important. Can Ireland win the series 2-0 or can the West Indies pull back things at 1 apiece? Simi Singh, he's the new bowler from the Lozak Road end, replacing Paul Stirling, who just bowled a 1 over.
Simi Singh's done well, but I would think not enough runs to work with. Economy rate is excellent. Best of 3 for 15, impressive.
Nice. Good Sim. Up, oh boy. Up, oh, Simi.
They'll need early wickets to get themselves back in this match. Just feel like they'll need to bowl West Indies out. And Kev, Paul Stirling, he's just bowled a 1 over and he's taken him, well, he's come off the attack. Was that the plan, just for 1 over?
I think it was, yeah. Yeah, I think just to get that first over out of the way. But you know, obviously a bit of spin, maybe. You know, Bally's probably thinking Simi's more of a frontline bowler than Stirlo, so maybe. And Simi's obviously in good form in the 50 overs and also the first couple of T20s. So yeah, hopefully we can get a couple of wickets, early wickets.
Spin it again here. Spin it again here. Oi.
Went for the big hit there, Evan Lewis. Just inside portion of the bat, and we'll pick up a couple. And Kev, tell me if this song is a bit surprising for you. When you got out and the groundsman came in, Niall O'Brien, he was going berserk in the commentary box. What did he do? What is he thinking?
It's not the first time that we've seen me do something that stupid, so you think he's learned his lesson of not expecting me to do the sensible thing, but that's the way it is, I suppose. Obviously wanted to try and take Polly down. We got off to a good start and trying to capitalise, but that's cricket.
Yes, Simi, well, oh boy,
He never did listen to me.
Nice, Simi, nice, Simi.
Just looking for a bit of turn here. And Simi Singh, Paul Stirling was able to extract some turn in his last delivery in the first over. Simi Singh to the left-handed Lewis will fancy his chances.
Go on. Great hand, great hand. Yes, I'll have.
Good hand. Really good hand.
Great hand, Sparky.
Mark Adair at extra cover. That was hit well by Evan Lewis. This is how Kevin O'Brien was dismissed.
Cheers, lads.
High in the air. This is going to take some catching. Going away from him. Good work in the end. Really good bit of fielding.
Good commitment there from Barry McCarthy. He's always going to be leaving him with the wind. And Evan Lewis just trying to hoik this one over mid-wicket.
Everything's going well, look.
More height than distance. The wind, luckily for him, just kept taking it past Barry McCarthy. And did a good job in the end to limit it to just for 2.
John Sibby.
Really strong wind out there in the middle, saving Evan Lewis that time.
And this time, he's got the connection over square leg, and a trademark shot from Evan Lewis. Magnificent bat speed, ends the over with a 6. At the end of 3 overs, 27 without loss.
I think he's got blow to the head. Wasn't a great effort of a catch, I tell you that much. Backpedaling, it was a good stroke by Evan Lewis. Picks it up early and smashes the leg side, his favourite zone. Deep square leg. West Indies are on the charge here.
Might have hit a spectator on the head. That last shot from Evan Lewis. Thankfully, he's up and moving about and smiling. Quickly picking up that length and swiveling on that one. Going for the catch, perhaps. Not the best of techniques, Niall O'Brien.
Needed a pair of keeping gloves, the big fella. He looks okay. Lucky he's a bit close to the bar, he can get some ice.
West Indian supporters, they'll be happy with this start. Josh Little into the attack from the media center end. Caressed through the offside by Lyndall Simmons. Simply sensational bit of timing. Just easing into that one.
Looks in fine touch here, Lyndall Simmons. Too much width. Josh Little sliced away, fantastic. So Kev, let's have a little recap of your dismissal today. I said Kevin might shuffle across leg side. You're on the big screen, talk us through it.
It's in the slot. Should have went out of the ground. I should have just bottom-handed it more over mid-wicket. Tried to keep technique and slice it to long on.
And at that stage, Kevin O'Brien, at that stage, were you guys probably thinking 170, 180?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good wicket. It's similar to yesterday, where yesterday we were under par as well. So I think what were we at 95 off 11, something like that, for 3 or 4. Yeah, we should have been looking at 170. If myself or Sterlo could have batted a little bit longer, maybe it might have been 180. But ultimately, we were 30 short or so. So we got a ball well, we got a ball straight. We're ball too much width.
And someone's trying to take on this power play. Likes to get going early. Batting with the more aggressive Evan Lewis, who is in really good form. But a good start here, 32 in 3.3. Excellent run rate achieved so far. 9.14. So very much in control, the West Indies team.
Yeah, they're cruising. Absolutely cruising at the moment. Ireland got off to a great start, but as Kevin mentioned, wickets and poor wickets. They gifted the West Indies wickets. Same as yesterday evening. Not necessarily fantastic bowling. It was clever bowling, I would say, from people like Kieran Pollard and Dwayne Bravo. I wouldn't say it's exceptional. I think Ireland gifted too many wickets.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. And Kevin, are you still with us? Change of pace there from Josh Little. Trying to give himself room to smash it through the offside, his favoured side. Kevin, one of the things we've noticed is losing wickets in clumps.
Come on, Josh. Come on, lads.
In 3 separate overs, you guys lost 2 wickets in the same over, and that must have hurt.
Yeah, it's obviously the fielding team always looks for bang bang, and obviously that stops momentum. But that's been a trend for us for the last 6 or 7 months. It's usually the new man comes in, and it's, as you said, wicket. So hopefully we can look to rectify that over the coming months. We've got a lot of T20 cricket to play, and a lot of guys are going to do some learning. So it's all pushing towards the World Cup in October.
Shot for caught at the wicket. Via signals not out. Ends the over with a dot ball. And the 4 overs, 33 without loss.
West Indies off to a fine start. The third and final T20 International. Ireland 1 up in the series. Simmons and Lewis going great guns, rollicking along. They just need 6.63 and over. Absolutely flying.
Last ball of the last over. A shot for caught behind by Gary Wilson. Not touching anything. Might have been signaled a wide.
Oldest trick in the book, that behind the stumps. Down leg side, just appeal for the catch. With the element of doubt in the umpire's mind. Oh, might just flicked his leg, maybe.
You would know all about that, Niall O'Brien. Very cheeky customer.
Very cheeky. If you stay out tonight past 11 o'clock, you might find out. I know you need your beauty sleep. I know you're going home tomorrow to see the family.
Mark Adair into the attack. Replaces George Dockrell into the 11 from the Lozak Road end. Evan Lewis goes after him immediately and just miscues that one. Results only in a single, but intent straight away.
Well, Mark Adair has had a pretty torrid time on the tour, must be said. Carried an injury, I think. His ankle's been playing up. Haven't seen the best of him over this tour in the Caribbean. Ireland will be sick and tired of Evan Lewis. Every game he's just plundered the Ireland bowlers all over the Caribbean.
Hitting the strike, so not too many dot balls. That's good. A good sign for the West Indies. St. Kitts and Warner Park. Beautiful destination here. Turquoise waters, white sand beaches, crowded mountains. A popular tourist destination along with the local cuisine. And warm and friendly people. I'm sure you would have tried a lot of the local cuisine here in Niall O'Brien. What's your favorite?
Oh, I'm a man of acquired tastes. It is a wonderful part of the world, though. I managed to get out and about on the days off. Driver took me around, showed me all the little nooks and crannies of this fabulous island. And it's the people for me, Samuel. It's the people that make the island. That's why I think it's such a fabulous place.
Up in the air. Fielder coming on there. Andy Balbirnie. Will it be taken? He's dropped it. Straight through the hands of the captain. And an opportunity goes a-begging.
Well, normally a very, very safe pair of hands. Andrew Balbirnie. Slower ball by Mark Adair. Outfoxing Lendl Simmons. He's under it all the way. He has a good look at it. That's a look away now moment for Andy Balbirnie. Very rarely puts one down. He was disappointed, the captain.
Really going after Mark Adair, these two batsmen. Trying to put him off.
I didn't answer your question about my favorite cuisine. I like roti, but that's more from Trinidad and Tobago, but I'm a big fan of the roti. I might try, I'm a bit peckish now myself. I'm off and out. I'm one ball. I'm going to find these gentlemen and get myself some local cuisine.
Up in there again. Andy Balbini after it again. This time might have a chase, might have a check for the boundary. Certainly trying to take on marker there in his first over both of these batsmen. With the wind always pushing the ball further away towards the boundary.
To the boundary.
That might be four. His foot was
Take him back
on the other side of the boundary.
Take it back.
Whilst he was in contact with the ball.
Going.
Just there.
Take him back onto the field of play for me.
Should be
Take the player
signal
back onto the field of play for my director, please. Thank you. Yes, take the player back onto the field. Take him back some more. Take him back some more. I want to know if he made contact with the ball on the field of play before making contact over the boundary, please. Thank you.
Just waiting for confirmation whether or not this is in fact a boundary. As far as I'm concerned, it's a 4.
Boundary 4. Boundary 4.
Confirmation 4 to end the over. At the end of 5 overs, 41 without loss.
From the media center end will be Craig Young. West Indies 41 without loss. Simmons is on 24. Lewis on 17. 5 over.
Craig Young, new bowler, is welcome with a huge 6 over long on. Lendl Simmons is in a no-nonsense mood.
That's right, Darren Ganga. Dropped off the last over. In comes Young. Simon says, welcome. Headed in our direction here in the come box.
And again, goes all the way for 6. Roger Federer will be proud of that forearm shot.
Woo! Lendl Simmons is giving himself to make room to hit this one over extra cover. 2 in 2.
Brilliant stop by the captain in that mid-off position. Ball seems to be following him. Had a skyer that he put down, then he had a chase with one that he tried to drag back. Busy day for him on the field.
So when he was batting that suicide second round.
Educated edge, he will get 4. This is an expensive over, only 4 deliveries. And the West Indies looking like they will romp home in this run chase.
Fortune favors the brave. Simmons normally gives himself an over or 2 to get in. Normally tries to take down the bowlers, whoever is bowling in the 4th and 5th over. Ireland have had their chances. I think they should look at how Pollard bowled and vary their pace on this wicket.
Did you, Darren Sammy? Piece off the ball, little extra bounce. Lendl Simmons was into that shot way early.
This one looks like a leg cutter. I think they've taken too long to respond to the attack by the West Indies batters.
Nice stop. Simmons searching for that single. Won't get it in the end. 16 runs from the over. West Indies firmly in charge. They end the power play with 57 without loss.
Fans are happy. Disappointed yesterday that rain got the better of this game.
Simi Singh will try his hand and try to get a wicket for Ireland. Ireland, they were 61 for 2 after their 6 overs. Beautiful shot. It's an area of the game that Evan Lewis has improved on, his ability to sweep the ball.
And he did sweep that beautifully. Not trying to hit it too hard, just looking to place it. He knew once he bit short fine leg, every chance of getting the boundary.
Yes, Harold.
In this series in particular, it seems as though Evan Lewis, he's placed a higher value on his wicket. Oftentimes, I saw him in that series against India. He'll get a good start and then he'll gift his wicket away. Seems to be more switched on.
In one of the interviews, he also spoke about rotation of the strike, getting the singles in between the boundary hitting. Like you said, he's made a conscious effort to carry his batting as deep as possible.
Not this guy. He's all about power, Lendl Simmons. Missed an opportunity in the last game. Well, he's making up for that.
And he's dealing in sixes. Making use of that short boundary. Making room for himself. Simi Singh tried to follow him. But Simmons was equal to the task. Pride weight has gone 206. Warm West Indies is catching up to Ireland very quickly.
Goes for it again, Lendl Simmons. Finds Kevin O'Brien. Well, Andy Balbirnie, he's trying a new strategy. 6 bowlers used in 6 overs. Off the power play. Not able to produce wickets just yet for Ireland. They're already throwing everything at the West Indians.
I think Ireland brought that on themselves. Had a really good start. Should have gotten up to 170 at least. But after the power play, Pollard and Bravo really put the brakes on them.
Oi, that's in.
Quiet end to the over. 70 without loss after 7. Lendl Simmons 3 runs away from what will be his 7th T20 international half century. Got to 22 of 14 in that first T20, then was dismissed for 10 of 4 in the second. Simmons and Lewis doing the business for West Indies in the run chase.
Only 69 required now from 78.
Little having a very good first over. Only 6 runs coming from it. We'll have to do something special for his captain.
My word, the power of Evan Lewis comes to the fore. We've not only seen Simmons, Lewis joins in.
Not that I was referring to when I said something special, but Lewis did give us something special. Good slower ball, but too short on this occasion. Too much room for Lewis, who knows this wicket and this ground very well. West Indies running away with this run chase.
Well, 5 sixes in the power play overs. The West Indians reinforcing an area of strength, the ability to hit sixes, the best in the business in world cricket. That was a missed opportunity. Lendl Simmons being the beneficiary. But after that, Ireland have paid the price.
I think the umpires still looking for the ball. They found it now. They will continue. This similar scores at this position.
And pushed on the ground. That's what I spoke about with Lewis, the balance in his game. Balance with attack and rotation of strike. Immediately after hitting that 6, strokes the ball down to get a single. So some maturity being shown in him as a batsman. That is what you want to see, West Indian players growing in stature, growing in maturity with experience.
As you see the Manhattans, they had a very good start. Paul Sterling bowling the first over. We won 2 runs coming from it. But after this, it's been all West Indies.
Goes big, goes very big and brings up the 50 for Lendl Simmons. His 7th in T20 internationals, and he gets it in style.
Simmons dealing in 6s here. You give him a chance and he makes you pay. Again, too short by Little. Simmons hitting with the breeze. And nearly taking out the scoreboard. The side screen. Good connection here. This pump says, well played, fella.
Already 83. Coming into the 8th over. And struck firmly again.
Was not looking for a single there like Evan Lewis.
Well, I'm sure you would have been thinking about that dismissal in the 2nd T20 international when Paul Sterling was bowling that first over. Got a boundary and then found that fielder in the deep mid-wicket region. Would have gotten a tongue lashing for that from his close friends and family, I'm sure. Lendl Simmons, with his experience, a lot of people would have expected better. Now he's trying to set things right.
Little under pressure. 20 runs so far from this over. That would be a wide. Make that 21 runs. 2 balls to go. A lot to think of for Captain Balbirnie. Everything he's tried has not come up good for him. so far his captaincy has been really good on this trip, but trying to close off this last game to get that series victory, it's not working.
Change in angle. Goes round the wicket. What you want to see is you want to see thought being applied, whether you're a batsman or you're a bowler. In T20 cricket, we know that the game changes so quickly. It requires you to be versatile in your approach. For bowlers more so, especially opening batsmen, they're always looking for that boundary. So that first delivery and last delivery, so crucial. Hammered away again by Lewis. He's got that fluency that we've seen over the years, and he's in fine form. Ends the over with a boundary. 89 now without loss. Graphical representation of this run chase. West Indies yellow worm heading skywards. That's because of the run rate achieved so far, over 11 by these two, Simmons and Lewis. Red dot delivery. Kevin O'Brien, still with us?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, I know you've hung your bowling boots up. What will be your approach as a bowler in this situation?
You know, I think this situation is going to be difficult to take wickets, but I think probably as a trend throughout the 8 overs, we bowl too wide, and our slower balls have been too short that the batsman can readjust. But we've given too much width first and foremost, and that's where Simo and Louis are so destructive. You know, if you miss the stumps, they can hit it both sides of the wicket, as we've seen. So that's something that we need to rectify going forward as the more bigger teams we play, leading into the World Cup.
It's always very difficult when you're bowling against two batsmen who are well set, and you've given them opportunities as well. There was a chance of a wicket. Well, he goes again, Lendl Simmons. He is keeping the same tempo and approach to his batting.
This was a much better delivery in terms of the length, or the line rather. Trying to force Simmons to hit the ball against the breeze. But the mood is in. Seems like it's coming off the screws. Kev, Darren Sammy here. How have you enjoyed your trip to the Caribbean, mate?
Yeah, mate, it's been class. Every time I come here, it gets better and better. Yeah, obviously it's firstly a great place to play cricket. Local boys play cricket the way I think cricket should be played. Entertaining, trying to hit it out of the ground. So it's it's a good opportunity to play against the best in the world. So we've played some good stuff on this trip. Ultimately, we just haven't been consistent enough, I don't think, as a team in the 6 games. So yeah, listen, there's a lot of learning for everyone involved. But it's going to stand us in good stead going into our season.
That's good. Your brother is in my ear telling me you're the most capped sportsman for Ireland in any sport. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I don't know how I'm still playing them. Yeah, no, obviously a pretty proud moment to achieve that. But hopefully I can add a few more extra games in the summer if we continue to get a few scores here and there. But yeah, obviously to play as many games as I had it's a very special moment for me personally.
Should be one. Kevs, I understand Conor McGregor is second in terms of most capped Irishman. Must feel really good for him coming in second most popular?
Yeah, well, I'd love just a tenth of what he earns would be great, wouldn't it? And also, you know, his fights only last 40 seconds, so how good is that?
Brings up the 100 for the West Indies. Ends the over on a high. That one went sky high. 103 without loss. Fifth opening century partnership by a West Indian pair in T20 internationals. That's how good Lewis and Simmons have been. Lots to think about Andy Balbirnie with his bowling. No bowler so far able to get that breakthrough. Yes, they created an opportunity which was not taken. Now it's McCarthy. Kevs, on a positive note, we've seen quite a few players who are well positioned to take the baton from you guys, the senior guys in Irish cricket. Barry McCarthy, one such player. Simi Singh was quite good with the ball. Even Gareth Delaney looked good in that second T20 international.
Yeah, I think, you know, I was reading something in one of the papers back in Ireland. I think only 2 players of the team that won in Grenada were over 30, myself and Wills. So it's obviously very encouraging for the future of our team and the future of our sport. You know, if we can get the young guys, you know, you mentioned Gareth Delaney, Harry Tector, you know, Mark Adair, Lorcan Tucker, these guys are, you know, early 20s. So if we can get them playing against, you know, the best players in the world in both home conditions and conditions overseas, it's going to be invaluable for our guys going forward. So yeah, listen, it's been a tough tour. Like, the West Indies are one of the best in the world. You know, we know they can hit sixes at will. So you know, but it's been enjoyable as well. I think it's been a great showcase of cricket, the strength in world cricket. You know, we've had 2 or 3 close games. You know, all in all, we've come out on the wrong side.
Some innovation there by Lendl Simmons. And they get 2. Good positive running. Yes, I want to ask you about your little niche that you've created for yourself. You've moved from the middle order now to the top in T20 cricket. Has your mindset change in that new position?
Not really. You know, I think there's obviously more responsibility on me to, you know, take a look at the wicket, you know, and assess the conditions and the opposition bowlers. But ultimately, you know, myself and Paul, 40's been great. You know, he's just said to us to go out and to play the way we play. And, you know, the main thing is if one of us gets in, you know, gets out, if we're still batting, after the power play, is to go on and, you know, get that big 80, 90, 100. So ultimately, that's the main responsibility of myself, Paul, and then Balbo at the top as well. The top 3 is one of us to try and bat, you know, 15 overs. But ultimately, still being positive, looking to try and hit 4s and 6s. But yeah, it's nice to be at the top of the order. You know, did a little bit here in the CPL in 2013 and 14 with Trinidad, and you know, it's a great place to play.
A lot better over here by McCarthy. 3 deliveries, just 3 runs from it. Kevs, thanks very much for your thoughts. Absolute pleasure chatting with you. All the very best for the remainder of this match and in the future.
Cheers, boys. Thanks.
Wide signaled.
Very tight call here.
West Indies slow deliveries short on length in a nice concentrated cluster. Look at Ireland and their effort all over this shop. It's been raining sixes. These two, Lendl Simmons, Evan Lewis. This is another one off the bat of Lendl Simmons.
And that's why Hawkeye showed you this comparison. They've been so inconsistent. You saw how Pollard and Bravo use this pitch, use the variations and the slower ball on a fuller length. But as Hawkeye showed you, Ireland was all over the place, and Simmons especially have made them pay severely. 8 sixes.
Ten sixes in the innings, only 7 fours. And again, should be 4. Goes wide enough, opens up that offside.
You think Lendl Simmons is going for 100? Wow. When he's in this mood, he seems unstoppable. I think he's checking it out. He's eyeing that 100, Darren Ganga. You could see him looking at the scoreboard saying, I only need 21 more.
Well, he will need to get the strike. 1 delivery remaining in this over. McCarthy going round the wicket.
If he gets a single here, the next over, he's going for that 20 runs.
He goes for it in the last delivery. Gets it over the line. 2 sixes in the over and the 4. An expensive one. 20 runs coming from the over. 123 without loss. Lendl Simmons relishes the opportunity to play at this venue. Have a look at this shot. Just opening that front leg, weight on the back foot, and still having the power to hit this in front of square.
He is happy, you know. He may not look it. He's happy.
Don't even know when he's sad and disappointed. Phil Simmons, the coach of the West Indies, very motionless at every game. Usually very observant. Lewis keeps the head down. Have a look at that. So important when you're going downtown. As you make contact, you can't lift that head too early. Add another 6 to the West Indian innings.
12th maximum of this innings. That was a really, really good stroke. Lovely swing of the bat. Put down in the crowd. Simi Singh goes in the slot. Goes all the distance.
That should be 4. Well, it's purely boundaries that we're seeing here from these two. 12 sixes, 9 fours in the innings. West Indies races to 133.
It's unbelievable hitting. It's poor bowling, it must be said. It's fantastic batting out. 133 of 10.3.
This should be out, should be taken. The keeper gets under it, and yes, a little too late. Ireland gets their first success, the wicket of Lewis.
Trying to finish it in style, Evan Lewis. High, but no distance. Gary Wilson holds on. Good catch under the lights, never easy. Bright and breezy, 46 off 25 for Evan Lewis. 133 for 1.
Nicholas Puran gets a little bit of an opportunity, only 6 runs required. Second joint highest opening partnership achieved by Lewis and Simmons in this match. 133 is what they produce as an opening pair.
Well, Nicholas Poor is the kind of talent that could just smash this one into the stands first ball, shake hands and walk off.
Punches a single. Maybe not this time, Niall O'Brien, but I can understand why you say that.
If it was Shimron Hetmeyer, I guarantee you he would have been down on one knee, slog sweeping that for 6, or at least attempting to.
Not after being left out recently from the West Indies team. Seen more of a mature, calculated approach from Hetmeyer. Now this man, Simmons, will want to finish in style. 85 from 39, over 200 strike rate. And he gets the ideal delivery to get it over the line. What an innings from Simmons. His 10th-6 of his innings. And he is given the fireworks required in this run chase.
Well, it's a rude awakening, I'm afraid, for Ireland. After a brilliant win in Grenada, they've been humbled here at Warner Park. They just simply haven't been good enough with the bat, and then with the ball they've been absolutely mauled by Lendl Simmons, who's hardly broken a sweat in scoring 91 from 40. Really fabulous exhibition of power hitting. And he couldn't have had an easier ball to wrap it up. Big full toss, waist tie, help yourself.
Yeah, no doubting his ability as a batsman, Lendl Simmons. It's his consistency that has plagued him throughout his international career. A couple starts in this series, but he will be way pleased with this batting effort. Unbeaten, seeing his team over the line, something that Karen Pollard would expect from his top 4. Once players get starts, I think that is what is expected at this level. And it was not Evan Lewis this time around. We saw Lewis in the one-day series getting an unbeaten 99, then a fine century. But today, it was the Lendl Simmons show.
Certainly was, but that man on your screen, Karen Pollard, was excellent. And you just feel Lendl Simmons has all the ability in the world. Consistency is what you search for in your batsman. Absolutely fantastic. West Indies have been really good last 2 nights, it must be said. They bowled well. With some good catches, good work in the field, some good run-outs. Pollard was excellent with the ball. 7 wickets in his last 2 games. A wonderful return. And the gulf in class, really, it showed all the experience. Dwayne Bravo is a big addition to this side as well with the ball. You can rely on him to bowl you 4 quality overs.
West Indies, well, it's the first time they got all departments of their game coming together. Their bowling was spot on, their out cricket above average. And well, this is what they did with the bat. Lendl Simmons, brutal and destructive with his knock of 91 from 40. Had good support from Evan Lewis, and they produced 133 for that opening partnership before Simmons sealed the deal with a maximum.
Well, the bowlers won't be pretty. These figures will not be pretty for Ireland. Sterling, well, what a job he did. 1 over, just one. But then Barry McCarthy, well, he was smashed all over the place. 35 from his 2. Simi Singh got the 1 wicket, 1 for 41, but it was a really disappointing outing for Ireland with the ball. In the end, they were crushed by 9 wickets with 9 overs to spare.
I spoke about that mood that Ireland finished their innings when they batted first. Always difficult as a team when you've scored a below par total to rise to the challenge. Sometimes that belief, that confidence is lacking, and it showed in their bowling. No one penetrated this West Indian batting lineup. Evan Lewis and Lendl Simmons had different plans. If you just joined the telecast, well, this is the match summary. Ireland sent into bat, got to only 138 after a really good start to the innings. O'Brien got 36, and even Paul Stirling, for a short space of time, he was destructive. Then it was left to Balbirnie, who didn't really get support. Lendl Simmons and Evan Lewis made that total look simple in their approach. They did it in quick time. The West Indies going on to win by 9 wickets. Series results, well, it's a drawn series after Ireland won in that first T20 International in Grenada. They won by 4 runs. We had no result in the second because of rain. And today, the West Indies clinical, going to win by 9 wickets. Let's join Samuel Badri now.
And we're joined with Lendl Simmons. We've just witnessed a clinical performance, man of the match for his unbeaten 91 of 40. He'll receive his man of the match award from Mr. Roger Harper, chief selector of Cricket West Indies. Excellent innings there from Lendl. And if you can join me here for a quick chat. Lendl, first of all, congratulations on that knock. Tell us a little bit about the surface.
Well, from playing yesterday, we see it was a good surface. With the rain that fall, the ball slide onto the bat. It was a proper batting surface.
We've seen a certain level of maturity in your batting of late. Are you pleased with the way you're going, and are you learning your batting even more now?
I guess every team I go in, I have a different role. My role in this team is to go hard in the power play. We have a lot of depth in our batting. So playing different franchise as well, you learn a lot. Just about knowing your game now.
And tell us a little bit of your form. So many 6s, so many 4s, 40 deliveries, 91. Are you a little bit upset you didn't get that 100?
No, so the game goes. I just have the freedom to go there and express myself and have the license to go there and do what I do best. So coming from Bangladesh, I have some form. So coming into this tournament, I didn't get a score in the first game, second game, but I got a score in this game and I'm happy with it.
And looking towards the World Cup in a few months' time, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I guess I missed out last World Cup being injured. This World Cup is 8 months away and we have a lot to prepare, a lot to get going right. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Congratulations and well played.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Lendl Simmons receiving the Player of the Match award in today's contest. He was excellent. Got that chance early in his innings, and then he made Ireland pay. 10 sixes in his innings, the most achieved by him. We've enjoyed St. Kitts and Nevis. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast. We will join you on the other side of a break with a chat with the captains. West Indies dominated this contest. Ireland could only get to 138 with the bat. O'Brien top scoring with 36 from 18. Bowling wise, Karen Pollard again with the ball, 3 for 17. And well supported by Dwayne Bravo, 3 for 19. The run chase, Lendl Simmons and Evan Lewis made it look quite easy. Opening partnership of 133. It was too challenging for all the Ireland bowlers. In the end, the West Indies going on to win by 9 wickets and drawing the series 1 apiece. Now handing over to Samuel Badri, who's got the captains.
And we've just witnessed a clinical performance by the West Indies cricket team to draw this series 1 apiece. And we're getting set for the post-match ceremony. First of all, we want to congratulate Karen Pollard being adjudged man of the series. He will collect his check from the representative from Sandals. Karen, if you could join me quickly here for a quick chat. First of all, tell us about your bowling. 3 wickets in this match, 4 wickets yesterday. You must love this venue.
Yeah, I'm disappointed we don't have a game tomorrow again. But no, you know, the team called upon me, you know, to do a job. You know, sometimes you have to come out of your comfort zone. Bowling in the power play today is not something I've done, you know, on a regular basis, but it's something that was needed. And, you know, these are the times you want to step up, you know, for your team, not only being the leader, but, you know, having an impact on the game as well. So, again, that's all it was. You know, I backed myself, I backed my skills, and then we were able to pull it back, you know, in the back end.
But it must be a little bit of a concern for you, the start that the opposition batting is getting in these games?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's something that, you know, we really need to look at. We need to have that impetus, you know, with that new ball. We need to get early wickets. You know, we can't have teams, you know, getting off to 40, 50 in the first 3 and 4 overs. You know, that spells, you know, disaster. So, you know, against, you know, better oppositions, you know, higher rank oppositions as well. So, again, this is a cause for concern. But again, you know, the guys were, you know, pretty, you know, long tournament, you know, straight after the New Year break, you know, guys coming in the back end. So, don't want to make any excuses for that, but I think we need to improve that area.
And just slower balls, that's all you're bowling these days. Are you surprised by your success?
Not really, you know, slowest. You know, sometimes I think about if I have to bat myself, how far I'm going to hit myself. But again, you know, I've played a lot of cricket. Again, it's not only about the slower balls as well as about the lines and the lengths and, you know, using the breeze and these sort of things. So there's a lot of different things that comes into play. And again, you only learn that, you know, from playing cricket and again, playing around the world and, you know, understanding the art of bowling. You know, you use your strengths and that's what it is. You know, we have Bravo as well. He has done that. And that's what I want the younger guys, you know, to do, you know, learn their game, learn their aspects, you know, understand the situation, and, you know, once you do that, you know, it's going to be beneficial for the team.
Congratulations on your Man of the Series award. You'll join me back shortly for a quick chat. I'll ask the losing captain, Andy Balbirnie, to join me here now. And as he makes his way here, Cricket West Indies would like to thank its sponsors, the T20 series and team sponsors, Sandals Resort, betting partner Betway, and water partner Blue Waters for their continued support. Andy, 50 without loss in 3.4 overs, 138, simply not good enough.
No, absolutely not. We were outclassed in all facets today. We started very well, like we have in most of the games, but when you lose wickets in clusters like that against a team like the West Indies, you have no chance.
We've noticed you, as you mentioned, losing wicket in clusters, but not only that, the manner of the dismissal is very soft. It must be a concern.
Yeah, they were soft. We've batted quite well this tour, to have a couple of run-outs, a couple of soft nicks. It's hugely disappointing. We came into this game firing and we just didn't manage to put in a performance. It's hugely disappointing, but I suppose to draw a series against the West Indies, we can take positives from that.
And definitely 3-0 in the ODI, 1-all in the T20 internationals. If you can sum up your learnings from this tour.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys who've come out and played in their first sort of series against a big nation. Harry Tector, Gareth Delaney, these sort of guys. So it's great to give them that exposure. Obviously in T20 cricket, all our cricket is leading up to that World T20 and getting out of that group. So look, the guys are hurting, but they'll learn from it, and that's all you can ask in these environments.
Thank you very much, Andy, and a lot of learnings. All the best as you move forward in 2020 towards that World Cup.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone in the Caribbean for making us feel so welcome.
Pleasure, and 1-all in this series, and I could call on the winning captain, Karen Pollard, to join me here for a quick chat. Karen, that bowling display must have been satisfied after the start to peg them back for 138.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's a small ground. You don't want them to get off, you know, to exceedingly quick start, and you know that's exactly what happened. And it was important that we pull them back because we could have been chasing, you know, 170, 180 odd. You know, on this wicket with the weather wrong, you're always going to put yourself under pressure. So again, to peg them back, you know, for 138, I think was fantastic by the guys.
And a lot of opportunities for a lot of players as we look towards that World T20 in October. Are you satisfied with the way the players are responding?
Yeah, we're responding, you know, 75 to 80%, you know, of the times. Again, as I said in the break, you know, it took some stern words from the coach, you know, for us to come back out and show that sort of intensity what we showed in that game yesterday. So, you know, that's an area for me, you know, why can't we do the same things day in, day out? At the end of the day, we're doing something that we love. Not many people get the opportunity to do that. So, again, you know, some of the conversations, you know, have been, you know, we have the opportunity here now. There's a lot of people knocking the door, you know, as well. So, you know, you want to lock down spots because, again, everyone wants to participate in the World Cup. So again, another learning experience for the guys and another opportunity for them. So when we go back, guys will go back and watch themselves in the mirror and see if they did justice to whatever chances they were given.
And Lyndall Simmons, tell us about that knock. Simply sensational.
Yeah, you know, that's the character. You know, hot today, and then we know how he operates at times. But we love to see when Lendl is in that aggressive sort of mindset. In the moon, he has shots, you know, all around the ground at 360 degrees, and you know, for a little man, he punch a pack as well. So again, you know, for us, is for him to aim for that consistency, and when we can get that consistency on the top and that opening combination with him and Evan, I think, you know, that's going to augur well, you know, for us in anything. You know, the start is very, very important. So, again, as I said, he took his opportunity today. I think he got dropped, you know, early on, and he went on to, you know, to finish the game. So that was good. But again, I think the batting throughout, you know, the last couple of months, you know, have been consistent, and we thought that would have been an area of concern. But, you know, the guys are really, really putting the work, and they come in and they're showing that. It's just a matter of, again, tightening up the bowling and tightening up the intensity when it comes to fielding.
1-1 and a series draw. All the best, Karen, as you move forward in the rest of this series. Sorry, not this series, in the rest of the year as we move forward to that World Cup.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A series draw here, 1-1, West Indies, Ireland. And that's it from the presentation ceremony.
Thank you very much, Samuel Badri. Congratulations to the West Indies winning today. And they leveled the series against Ireland. This follows their 3-0 series win in the ODIs. Captains, they will share the trophy. We've witnessed some great entertainment from both sides. Three-match Sandals International T20 series between the West Indies and Ireland coming to an end here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Both captains looking very pleased with the outcome. This is what was accomplished in the T20 International Series. Ireland won by 4 runs in Grenada. There was a no result. We played majority of the game in that second T20 International. And today, the West Indies going on to win by 9 wickets. We hope that you've enjoyed the entertainment. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company. For now, from St. Kitts is good night and goodbye.